And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. -1, -2, 0. Hey,
I'm really glad you got that new mic so you could get that real ASMR, up close.
isn't that great?
It is pretty
Sit
great.
there and talk up here really, really low. I'd fuck me.
Yeah.
You
Of course.
fuck me.
It goes right to.
Because I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard. I'd fuck me so hard. That kind of shit. Like, it's really good for that.
That's what the people come here for.
Right. So, Joseph Rios. Man, immediately. What's up, y'all?
Crime rate,
Well,
gas prices. Need I
True.
go on?
you don't.
Just saying. Just saying.
Just
Been a pretty interesting March, so far.
It's
definitely.
only half over.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
we got out there in February. Remember
Very
that?
true. Yep.
That was fun. The 27th. We were all like
Yeah.
tired as fuck. Had been driving for X amount of hours. Sam, 2 hours. Whoop.
Oh God. Filling an Airbnb full of guns. That was pretty interesting.
Oh, that was fun.
Yep.
We had that. It was a really nice little house. A really nice Airbnb. And we just brought in all of our guns because we were paranoid about whatever. And
Leaving them out in the car.
right. And we were
Well,
like, okay, let's just bring in
that
all the guns.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the ability to amass a collection like that, you do it.
Well, that's true. And so we did, and it was sitting on the couch, and anyway, that Airbnb was amazing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty
Yeah,
great.
that was fun.
Yep.
No, Michael, the one that we stayed at, the little house.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was
Yeah.
it was
Our
super
first
nice.
base
And we're
camp.
like, well, let's throw a tarp down in the living room so Sam can start aging this shit.
Right, and then the cops
Sam takes
bust
out,
in
boot
because they
dye.
get an anonymous tip about a bunch of arms smugglers, and the cops just see a tarp on the floor with a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
Well, when we got there was this angry dude in a house because it's basically the driveway's in an alley, and there was an angry dude really pissed off, some girl or whatever, who knows, but he was screaming. He came out of the house, he was screaming at this chick about blah blah blah, and we're like, okay, are we good or what? Okay, so that's why we're like, let's just bring all the guns in the house.
You didn't ask him for help? You didn't how's it going?
Not yet.
You're
Not
supposed
yet.
to check on people like that. You're supposed to be like,
Yeah,
are you
well,
okay?
Or you could just observe from a distance and
Yeah.
I don't know.
whatever. So that's what we did. But we had so many
That's
guns in
Missouri
the
thing.
fucking house. It was amazing. Yeah. And it was really fun. And then, Brian and Sam and I, we had a lot of gay sex. Not enough, I think, but enough to, get us to be working as a team together very well.
And then
Ryan
Canada
just
got
got
on
the time
scene.
frame.
It
Gay
was a
stuff
whole
can
new,
only happen between 4 and 5 in the morning.
You're
it
the one
did.
that set those rules.
That's the rules. It's in
Oh,
the
it-
contract. At
it
least the
did.
one I signed.
But the other Airbnb we stayed at was great. With all the
Oh, the
it was
McMansion.
very religious themed, but it was
Yeah.
great place to
Mm.
stay.
Yeah. there was
We
a
also
lot of Jesus.
we took the time to take a tour on the last night that we were there. We actually took it
The
took time
Jehovah
to take it-
tour. Yes.
Yeah, it was very deep and meaningful. I liked it. It was very
Yes, it really was.
it
That's
really
cool.
was.
One
For
thing
our
that
DP, our amazing
Makes me
DP.
uncomfortable the
Led us on
most
a
is
great
when you
tour.
walk into a house and it's all religious and shit. It's like,
Right.
fuck.
Yeah, and on the last night we actually went through it and did a tour and viewed the art for what it was, and it was very professional.
Enlightening.
It was
yes.
it was very enlightening. It was very professional, and no, it was
pretty well
it was-
done.
great. Mm-hmm.
But the second house was people keep asking me how many bedrooms was there? I said I have no idea.
Oh, dude, let's just count right now. 1, 2,
Easy
3
6,000 square
on
feet.
the second floor.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was there? No, that was a bathroom.
Probably find out an Airbnb. It's under group rentals.
Yeah, dude, you should. Let's see how that
Yeah,
the
that
house was
many
from,
bathrooms, only 3 shitters. Like, come on now.
well, yeah, that was the thing. I was like,
And our room was the
Oh,
two
yeah.
hallways. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
our room
Uh,
had 2
3
shitters
goddamn
attached to
shitters.
it.
That was the
I'll
thing
let
that
Mike
was
tell the story.
pissed me off. It's like, what? You have a house this big and you only put 3 fucking shitters in the whole thing. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that was fun. especially for our thing, because like we have to bring guns up in the morning. You know, it's
Yeah.
like. So yeah, Brian, pull it up. It's got to be at least 7,000 square feet.
That is a big fucking house.
It was
Really
massive.
Yeah, it was a big ass thing.
Massive.
I wish we could take it with us every time we do this now.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
it's-
No,
Well, I
but
mean,
the actors.
kind of better house.
Worry, like, come on, then, and then
More
you're just
bathrooms.
getting the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I mean, that was good.
That way, everyone already knows where it is. Like, it's
They could have taken that theater room and like sacrificed it for like 3 shitters, but they chose not to, which would actually
The
work
theater was
out.
pretty cool to have.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I said. Like it worked
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
it did work out. It was very nice. I'm just glad everyone was real excited about sleeping on a cot.
Oh,
me too.
yeah.
They were.
I loved
but,
how I was like,
you know,
I walked in and I was like, oh, sweet, a cot. And all the actors are like, fuck yeah, it's like we're sleeping on a cot. And I was like, God damn it. So,
Because you know how it is.
yeah, I know how it is. So yeah. But,
I didn't hear
oh
one
well.
complaint from anyone about that.
No,
Actually,
actually-
a lot of people had trouble sleeping the first couple of nights. I was asking
Well.
them, like, yeah, it just takes some getting used to. You're just not tired enough yet.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Point.
And then when they were tired enough, they slept and they're like, this actually adds to the experience. Like,
yeah,
it's-
it does. It's not,
Yep.
it gives you. It's just enough give and just enough support to make sure your back always hurts.
Right. Right.
That's a really
Exactly.
good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it was
Thank
great.
God I had a
And-
bed that was just a little too small.
and I was getting up super early, and I was gonna take all the toilet paper out of all the shitters and hide it one morning before everyone got up.
Yeah, not
Just
good.
Thank you for
Nobody
not
had
doing that because we can't have people fucking with the
That would-
production.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, I
gonna
would.
give it back.
Here comes
but-
the Canadian Grinch at 4:30. You know.
Yeah.
like,
I was just,
Somebody go shoot him.
up at like 3 a.m. and I was like, I'm just looking through all the cabinets, doing stuff, just walking around, watching everybody sleep. And I was like, I should just take all the toilet paper and hide
Hey,
it.
creepy.
So,
Hey, what's up,
Yeah, right.
man?
well, first thing I did was try to figure out the coffee maker, and I could not for the life of me figure out where the fucking on switch was in that goddamn industrial coffee maker. But
It's one of those types that's like in a hotel. That's the type that they had.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Right.
But no, I mean, it was for like film and stuff like that. Most people don't get anything that nice. They get put in a hotel, or something. So
Right.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, the guys were sleeping on cots, but like, it's a giant fucking mansion. It's
Yeah, and
cool.
everyone seemed really excited about the idea of cots, except for like the veterans who were not excited about the idea of cots.
I think there was only one
Well,
unnamed individual.
yes,
that
but like the rest of
complained.
them were like, no, this is actually getting me into my element, and they're like, yeah, but it was also good because like it was like an open bay environment, right?
Mhm.
So like the actual military is in any military in the world is like they could bounce ideas off each other at any given time. They could just walk around and like whatever. It's not like a hotel where you're like texting guys like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to meet up in the whatever? Like, no, it's like they're just, oh, hey, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just
this
walk
guy-
over at 4:15 and do gay stuff to him rather than needing to like find a card
Right.
and like it's like yeah,
Right, but like it was good.
It was like freshman year of college mentality. You know,
Yeah.
in a dorm.
and like
Like
Yeah,
I think that
everybody was
actually
just
helped.
talking and wanted to know everything about
Oh.
each other and
Yep.
helping each other and
It definitely helped. It became a family.
Mhm.
it was really
Yeah.
awesome actually.
yeah.
Yep.
It was.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
at
was,
the end of
uh,
it, it was. I was gonna like everyone was talking about. They're like, man, I'm gonna miss this. Like me too.
Yeah.
Right.
It was an incredible experience for just
Well,
so many
fucking
different
get right in
reasons.
the next one, Michael. Come on now.
I haven't even started editing.
We're working on it.
But no, if you want to have that again, you just got to have Myra and Jorg produce your film. So
Yeah.
they'll be the ones to do that for you.
That was really
Okay.
fun though. Like it was fun. It's like, Brian,
Incredible.
Sam and I like just be able to like walk out and just kind of like, hey, what's going on? Because
Mhm.
we were in charge of the floor and whatever, but like there was no
Mhm.
problems and like it was pretty quick to identify like nobody's gonna be a fuckhead here. So
Mm.
I was like, oh, we just walk out and like, hey, how's it going, man? All these really, really professional actors and everything, and like the kids, they were doing their thing, they're playing pool, they were,
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like, yeah, hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah,
"Oh,
it
good,
was.
good.
No,
When half the cast left, it sucked because it was
I
it
know.
was so empty.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
It's like you know, if you lose a pet when you're a kid or something, and like the house is so quiet, it's like, oh my god, you know, just it sucked, but no, it was really awesome, you know. And there were so many random conversations I heard, like you know, conversations about spiritualism, conversations about getting new agents and management. I mean, conversations just about World War II in general. Like it was like just a smorgasbord of just like talking, you know.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
This is really cool.
It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still like trying to decompress and stuff like that. And yeah, it's tough because it was it went by
so words.
It went by so fast, but also it felt like we were there for so long.
Yeah.
Yep.
And freaking Devon, he was the first one to leave, wasn't he?
I was, yeah.
He left before the first dailies.
Sorry, it was a new job. I had to go.
Well, he was also the first to arrive. He was there, like, he's like, I need the gate code. I'm like running around like a chicken with my fucking head cut off. And I'm like, text, oh shit. Because I texted him earlier at like a couple hours. I'm like, where are you? Like, are you coming down? He's like, I'm here. And I'm like, and then I go out and he's at the gate. And I'm like, okay, here's the code.
Yep, I was just having my first cigarette, waiting for Mike to come out and tell me the gate code, just sitting in my car. Yeah.
Yep, that was fun. And so he was the first to leave first to arrive and first to leave.
That's right. And
first
to die.
First to go, last to know.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, it was just cool, like seeing everyone like that last night that we were there. Everyone like let loose and everything, and it was it was really
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, and
it was one hell of a rager.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really a rager. It was just like everybody was
so
like,
exhausted, but it was just
so
good
exhausted.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, everybody did such a great fucking job, man. Like it was the cast, the crew especially, like it was the cast did their thing, but like because we got feedback. Michael, you were there for that night. Like when the first half of the actors left, we sat there and they were like, yeah, you actually did really well because of this, and this, and you you know, when we needed somebody to like, you know, tell us what to do or like how to look or whatever, like our gear, you were there and whatever, and the direction like that you were giving was not micromanaging. It was like you allowed them to, you know, express themselves as long as it didn't take away from the script and it just added to it.
Of course, yeah.
And they were like, shit, that's awesome, you know, like
yeah. I know there's a lot of directors who direct inside a box, you know, and that's just it's not good. And that's the thing with actors, you know, they're people and you got to let them, they're also artists. Like you're an artist making this movie, they're also artists, and you got to let them be artists. So you got to trust them. And thankfully we didn't have anyone shitty on this production, so I trusted them.
Yeah, it was
incredibly lucky.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Devon's performance was a little, but you know,
Devon just
when he got shot, he challenged shut
the
fuck up.
So. No, I could tell you were nervous.
Quietest hours on the set, he was dead. Thank God.
I was definitely nervous. I had so much shit to try to remember to do and set off at the right fucking time and all this other crap, like, and nothing was working good. And I was like, "Oh God, I can't fuck this up." I had so
you
much
got
shit
it.
to do.
You got it.
For everyone, we won't give anything really away, but yeah, Devon was rigged up with 3 squids, and he had them in his hands, and he had to set them off while he was walking, and the camera was following him
in a set order, with barely able to hold them, and some of them
2
not
lunchboxes
working and leaking all over the place, and it was a good time though.
We got it though, and then you were a good dead body for the rest of the whole scene.
I was laying on the ground in one spot for a long
almost
time.
4 hours.
You definitely know how to die.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yep.
Do we want to I have photos pulled up here from the first day, or the second day, that is. Do we want to
if you want to share without giving anything away, let's do it.
Yeah, I'll make sure that
I'm also going to be posting a video tomorrow about my I did my reflection video. I tried to do it like 3 or 4 times throughout the week and I couldn't. You know, because it was like weird, but I think I got the gist of it yesterday, and I would be posting that tomorrow with pictures at the end. So you are on the live stream now watching,
cool.
All right, that's
Look
Cooper.
That.
Yeah, that's me and the cinematographer.
Oh my God, Cooper and Noble, these guys,
amazing.
That's right.
Fucking beyond amazing.
Awesome cameraman, Cooper. Amazing set of hair.
Yeah, and he's also funny as hell.
That's right, he is.
Mm-hmm.
So easy to work with.
So yeah, he's great. I didn't think of anyone else to have to do with the movie except for him. And then look, there's yours truly, and
oh god,
good old Mikey on the side there.
Yep.
With
and Yep.
Yep. And then there's a Brymaster right there.
Yep.
Yep. And the Burned in the center, looking really dead.
I was gonna say he looks really haggard in that.
So something else that won't really give anything away, but we had a malfunction on the last day that Devin was there with a squib, and he got painted by
after I didn't want to get dirty in all my regular
civilian
clothes.
Mr. Old Man here.
Yeah, thanks to this guy right here. And I said to him before, I said, okay, don't set those off. Be careful, And then he's like, okay. And then I was like,
Yeah, for being very, very careful. And I'm like, all right, we're set. And I go to light a smoke, and then whoosh, just all over my face. And it's like, God damn it.
And I'm
not
like,
again.
I think someone might have taken a photo of me after that happened, and I was just like, because I was like, I can't yell at him and be like, what the fuck, Cause,
yeah, right.
Wait, go back, zoom in on Michael's hair again. I just want to look at his hair again in this picture.
It was a little crazy when I was out
there. It's almost like a fro, almost like you're.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't. I didn't have a comb.
A lot of humidity.
You also didn't have time to fucking style your hair. Nobody had time.
No,
nobody had time. We were just like grab and go, fucking do whatever.
Yep. So there's Cooper in the background, and there's Bart.
Bart,
nice.
Yeah. Bolek, yeah, the Polish guy.
Daskeve Uva.
Daskeve.
Yeah. Talk about like some of these actors that we're gonna, scroll through here. Talk about like serious like guys when it comes to their craft.
Very serious, very intense. Bart is a very intense person.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah,
he is, but I wouldn't want it any other way. And
right.
Let's see. Oh, there's Kevin as Artur, lighting a smoke. Turned into a chain smoker while we were there.
Yeah, right. Everybody did.
Yeah. Kevin.
Wait, did somebody say smokes?
You're back. You're addicted to them again, Devin?
No, I actually haven't had any since we shot. So
okay, cool,
nice.
And there's Bart again.
Nice.
Yep. And there's Devin. Devin and Mueller.
Yeah, fixing his K98 where the safety would keep unscrewing, the cocking piece would keep unscrewing. Yeah.
By the end of the shoot, though, he knew how to fix it. I'm like, wow.
That's right. I showed him exactly how to do it twice.
Yeah.
His belt is off a little there, but
it was always off. Like, I wish there would have been like somebody on me, constantly going up to the guys and going, and reefing their fucking belt over.
Back around, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just like grabbed them and I was just like, and their bodies would like jerk, and I'm like, okay, now it's centered.
Fair.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm just glad after the first 3 hours of teaching all the Americans how to tie their leggings that they figured it out.
Yeah, a lot of guys figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I did it for him, and then I was like, don't fuck it up.
Jared had a blowout on one of his laces one day. That was annoying.
Oh, no. Well, it's because everybody's were like...
We were in the cave, too. It was like, 0.2 miles of walking, and his fucking legging blew out. What happened?
He came and told me about that. He's like, I need a new lace. I'm like, you need to talk to the boys about that, not me.
Yeah.
But
luckily we had one.
Well, we scrounged one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's
a lot of scrounging.
Mula again.
Talk to Crab Game.
Yeah, Mula.
Mula.
Tauber again.
Tauber.
Yeah. Eventually, that liner. We eventually just said, just fold that over your visor.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
That overcoat though.
Yeah. Yoni.
Yoni.
Yeah.
Yoni. Hard to look at.
What's his name?
Remy.
Yeah, as Coster, the man that got the shit kicked out of him.
Such a great actor.
Like a week straight. Let's be honest.
I know. I felt bad
he got the piss slapped out of him.
It was pretty great.
Yeah.
And Brander.
Altman.
Burned. Yep.
Before we adjusted his helmet down.
Yeah. Sitting way high on his head.
Yep.
And then Artur again. He's holding the cigarette properly, which is great.
Yep.
He's Austrian.
Real Austrian.
That's how they roll, man.
Yeah. So I love that.
Very fanciful.
Yeah,
the squad.
Yeah. The poster.
Such a great
was
group
made
of
today.
guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the Burn Squad or the Brander Squad, and Devin is sitting over here. I had to Photoshop him out.
Oh, good.
Back there, yeah. The raw
Yeah,
photo.
It's like the arrow in FedEx.
Shit.
I can't unsee it now.
Yep.
I just
fair.
want to be in every picture, so I'm going to position myself.
I was
as
wearing
such.
my freaking camouflage back there. You could hardly see me. No.
Now I can see you
Terrible.
completely.
It took me a while to spot you, but yeah, I spotted you.
You should Photoshop him into things, like instead of Where's Waldo. Where's
To be
Waldo?
fair, we moved
where is
everything exactly to where Myra said
He's at
to
the
move
Waffle
it.
House.
So there's Lindsay. That's our makeup person.
Yeah, and Tauber's asking him, so Waffle House?
Hey, I had a fun time at the Waffle House.
Yeah.
I know you
I
did.
bet.
Hard Rock, and that's Remy in the
That's
background.
Remy in the
Your grand
background. Yeah.
slam.
Here you can see his Hitler Youth knife
Oh yeah.
or Hitler Jugend knife.
Hitlerjugend.
I was thinking, hopefully he checked his luggage on the way home.
Yeah,
No, he
Yeah,
got back. He said it's
they-
good.
they
Okay,
gave him
good.
that knife as a gift at the end
Yep.
of the shoot. Yeah,
Yeah, he earned it.
exactly. There's Bart and or Bolek and Mueller,
Yeah.
and there's Brian.
Exchanging words. Yeah, there's
Ew.
Brian. There's Brian.
Yeah.
He actually did do
Rare
something.
time
for the
I'm
film.
smiling. Well, one or two rounds. Broken clock
Yeah,
still right twice.
still when
a
you're
day.
smiling, it's like, well, is he gonna rape you or is he just gonna kill you?
That was before. Yeah, right.
Well,
You
you
know what I
could.
mean?
It wasn't 4 a.m., so like it's
It was probably
Well,
like
what
what?
time zone we in though?
It was probably like 8 a.m. here.
Yeah,
probably.
it was
8:39. Yeah,
yeah, it was the morning. Yeah.
that was the first
fancy
day?
freaking blue
That was the
suede
second day of
Adidas.
shooting.
Mhm. The second day, first
Yeah,
day
it was
for
day
the
two.
Brander squad.
Day 2.
Yeah. On top of the hill.
Yeah. Oh, there's Sammy.
So yeah,
He's
I have some great
Sam.
photos of that.
Yeah. So we had this dead body right here. You look at his legs all fucked up. And,
Yeah, because Lane came up and was like, "Yeah, it's not a dead body's lie."
So
Yeah.
we had a mortician on set of all
Yeah.
the
Right.
goddamn things.
Yeah, and he's like,
So he-
"Well, yeah, this is how they lie."
he
And then-
repositioned it. Yeah. And then
Yep.
Sam came up with the helmet and he's like, "Here, I got a pickaxe." And he started like fucking smashing this thing with it.
Well,
And,
he couldn't actually puncture it. And then Jorg came up with his
Yeah.
fucking German strength and fucking popped
Yeah.
a couple holes in there.
There you go. Yeah. But oh god, you could tell I was sunburned.
East
Like,
German Hammer showed up.
so many people.
So sunburn, yes, sunburn. Let me bring up some.
Everybody
points.
got pretty sunburned. Yeah.
But
We tried.
Michael, you remember this? I said, "Hey, buddy, you're getting pretty red. Put some sunscreen." You literally looked at me. You're like, "I don't have time for that shit." And I was like, "Yeah, Michael, put on sunscreen." You were like, pissed off. And then you grabbed it from me, and you were just like, "Fine," and you like rubbed it on.
You did tell
And
me
I'm
that
like-
too at one point. I don't have time for that. Okay,
Yeah.
bro.
I
And I
remember
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
"You got to do it," and then you did it.
Get
Like,
it.
You didn't get any more red, which was good. But I was like, we don't need a sunburned, dehydrated director. We don't
Yeah.
need that.
Last thing we need is you fucking falling over in the middle of
Right.
the field. Like,
Well,
Right.
the thing is that like 3 other people came up to me and told me that, and like I was because someone came up. I think maybe it was Holden, and they were like, "You need to put on sunscreen." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And then like
Well, if Holden
someone else.
says something, yeah, fuck it.
I was in my element. I was
Wow.
like, so I was like focused on, and then like
Yeah.
you guys eventually came up. I do remember that one time, Brian, where I was like super trying to do something, and you were like, "Dude, you need to put on sunscreen." I was like, "I don't have time for that,"
Yeah.
And, but yeah, then eventually
I get
did
it though. When you have 100 different things going on in 60 seconds, and you
Right.
think you're
just
holding a
remember
production,
though, Michael. Just
yeah.
remember, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is. There it is.
Right.
Right there. But
Whenever
but-
Michael's
what
looking
makes you
around all
matter?
flustered, I was like, Michael, just get his attention. Like, you're doing a good job.
yeah,
Which he was. It was not
yeah.
like a snide thing. It was like you were to, but like
Yeah, you
at
just
that
got to
point-
sometimes it takes just enough edge off.
mhm.
Yeah, but like at that point, it was like, dude, as your friend, we're not professional at all right in this moment. As a friend, you got to put sunscreen on. You're gonna get
You'd
fucked.
like, do you want to die? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I've
dude,
become a
never
lobster
put sunscreen
before.
on.
You don't want to
I've
be a
never put-
lobster. Like,
I usually don't put sunscreen on at all because even though I'm white as fuck, I never do that. But I'm like, I put it on and I'm like, you got to do it, bud.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Mike, we're coming out of the winter, and like normally you get to warm up and get some color a little bit. You don't just walk into that kind of weather and it's like, it's 70 degrees now, and you just go from
Not built
fucking
for that.
polar bear
Right.
white
But anyway-
camouflage to
Right. But so the moral of the story is Mike Ackerman put sunscreen on and thanked us all egregiously throughout the entire rest of the film. That didn't actually happen. He put sunscreen on. He didn't get burned. We went back, had protein, had water and whatever, and he was good the next day.
Yeah, but I
Still
appreciate
burned.
you looking out for me.
No, we were all looking out for everyone, and it was like, And Lane. Okay, so that day, Michael, you should know this. Lane was the only asshole that was like, my skin's naturally tan. I'm okay. And I'm like, okay, fucker from Iowa in a cornfield. No, you're going to want to put on sunscreen. He's like, no, I'm good. And then that night we get back, his arms and his face are fucking red.
Right.
He's like, I should have probably listened to you. And I'm like, yeah, you should have probably listened. And he's like, okay. I'm like, drink water. And then I left him.
I face palmed so hard.
His little Jack Shack underneath the fucking stairs. I was like, all right, bye.
Jack Shack.
That was great. I remember you walked in on it. You opened the door one day and you're like, oh, I'll knock next time. He's like, Mike.
Yeah, that was. Because I was like throwing him some boots or some shit or like the leggings. I just opened the door. He was like, ah. And I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, I'll knock next time.
Yeah, I just heard, Mike.
Did you actually like walk in on him?
No, he wasn't snapping one off. He was just
Not
he was just kind of listening to music and shit. He's like, Mike. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
That's
fuck
funny,
you,
though.
Lane. Fuck you could snap one off and nobody's gonna know. Luckiest son of a bitch in the house.
That's right. Lane, he had his own fucking room.
Oh yeah. No, Lane was awesome. Like he helped so much with the sound, and then all of a sudden he's like, well, cool, dude, I've actually got a role, so I'm gonna dress up, and he looked great for it. He got into it. He ran around. He ran up and down that hill outside the cave.
Yeah, to get ready
several times, and then he ran in, to get out of breath and everything. And
he had a similar process to like Maxwell. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Doing some stuff.
Maxwell like, screaming his head off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Max got in the fucking zone. I'll tell you that much.
Oh no, he did. He did. The funny thing was wasn't there a time where he was walking into the cave and he hit his head and he like punched the ceiling or something?
Yeah, I watched him do that.
Yeah.
Yep. And he was just it's like me normally, and I'm like, glad you got into my headspace, bud.
Yeah.
Good to see that. Like, yeah.
Tall people things.
I wasn't expecting him to be. Well, the funny thing was that I don't think a lot of the locals and such like that, people who don't really work with that type of talent, I don't think they expected the actors to be like that, into it.
That intense.
Yeah, because like the first time it started to happen, like Maxwell would go off, or so like one of the first days, I remember Joe, he like started going like started screaming at one point, and I think someone like, what's going on in there? And it's like they're doing their process.
They're just getting into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I reacted to it the first time because I was like, is there somebody like hurt or is there something wrong? No, and when there was none of that, I'm like, okay, I get it.
But it was just like, I just want to make
sure. Yeah. But yeah,
you got to get there, and it takes a lot to get there.
Exactly what Brian said is like, you got to get there, and they did it, and it was awesome. So
yeah, but Sammy Boy here, he was great. I loved him.
Yep.
Such a cool dude. Yep.
Yeah. You guys were the Reveille triumvirate, you Mike B and Brian.
Three amigos, know.
Yeah, if Devin was there for the rest of it, he could have been the fourth one. But
it's fair. I mean, I had fun times with Sam going there at like 4 and setting up the machine gun and stuff. He's like, I could use some help, and since you're fucking awake anyways, he's like, you want to come help? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll come help.
Devin's like, it's 4:30. 30 minutes, I'll be free. But
2 days after Devin was done shooting, like he went with Sam those early mornings. So
yes, so thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
Let's see here.
We helped a lot of stuff. Just making sure the actors put all their shit in the same spot every day really helped pick up the fucking pace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is shit that takes time.
This is Artur right here. Now this was interesting. His gas can had that red paint on it. That was interesting.
Well, it's brown,
brown or brown. Yeah, it's like a reddish brown. The rest of them didn't do it. So yeah, it was an interesting choice for camo.
Well, I mean, he was the camouflage man. I mean, look at him.
Yeah. A lot of times the base coat was used, more than people think. It's hard to tell what a real camouflage is in a black and white photo, because even like a lot of two-tone camouflages existed, for German armor. People think they're 3-tone and stuff, but yeah, that's a really OG like Stalingrad era 42, 43 camouflage right there.
I'll be right back, guys.
Fair. I think my favorite part was when we were just hanging out down at the pavilion, and he was just like, "I'm just gonna do a squat in these tight camouflage pants," and I thought he fucking like broke his hip or something. Nope, he just tore his fucking crotch from like zipper to asshole out of those pants.
We had a custom-made pair of M29 Tello material, field-made pants made for this actor character, and they were just a little too small. And the actor Kevin, he's very, very fit, and he likes to do squats and things. And yeah, one day he blew his crotch out, so it was a fight for the rest of the shoot to try to keep it closed.
To try to keep fucking stitching up his crotch gusset. Yeah.
At one point, we were shooting a scene, and that I was involved in, and I had taped up his pants with actual tape earlier because that's all we had in the short period of time to prepare it. And I heard the rip occur from halfway across the set.
It was loud.
It would take everything to not laugh. Yes. Yep. And it's because
I just like the one where like he falls over and you just see his like very modern like viscose like boxers, like nylon boxers. Yeah.
We'll have to Photoshop in some Austrian schlong.
There you go.
Most German soldiers did not wear underwear, actually.
So. Most infantry guys to this day actually still don't wear underwear. So the
sleep shirt for the German army is your underwear. So
pretty much, yeah. Besides, it's just extra layers. It's just material that gets in the way. It's bad for ventilation. Like most guys that are actually like mud crunchers don't fucking wear underwear.
Mud crunchers.
Yeah, that's what you call them. Yeah, all the infantry are a bunch of mud crunchers. You know, gravel.
It's just, yeah. Well, I used to go to like living history events when I worked at museums and stuff, and Vietnam vets would walk up to me and be like, "Are you wearing boxers?" Yeah. Oh well, you're fucking rot your dick off. And it's like, oh well, thank you.
Exactly. It traps a bunch of moisture right up by your package. Nobody that's an actual grunt wears fucking underwear.
Oh, you're talking about the no underwear thing?
Yes. Well, we're talking about when Kevin here fucking blew the crotch out of his pants.
Multiple
I
times.
thought he fucking like broke his hip or something. I'm right next to him. I'm having a smoke talking to Bear, and then he does a squat like an arm's length away from me, and I just hear pop, and I'm like, "Are you okay, dude?" And his pants are just torn from fucking zipper to asshole, you know, like. And he's like, I think I just blew my pants out, and I was like. Yeah, if you weren't wearing underwear, your dick would be out. Like,
yeah. The guy who made those, Brian knows him.
Yeah,
those pants, and he made them to be like how they would have made them back then. So, kind of shittily. And because they weren't actually like produced by like a company or whatever. They were just made like, you know, in the field.
But like that fucking noise he made, I thought he fucking hurt himself or like broke something the way it just like popped. And it was like, "Are you okay, dude?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we were like,
the first artillery round.
Talking about his wife and his kid that he had like an ultrasound that day for his like girlfriend or something. Yeah, and then he just fucking blows his crotch out. Like,
bam. It happened multiple times because we had to repair it a few times and then it kept happening. And then, like,
you had to keep taping it up.
Once he was sitting in the cave, we were like, let's just keep it that way. It adds to the drama.
Fair. Yep. I remember when you came to me, Mike, and he's like, "Do you feel like doing a sewing project?" And I was like, "No, because I'll be doing this for 6 hours and it'll never come apart again, but I'll be doing it for fucking ever."
I sewed them up one day, and then Doug sewed them up one day, and then, we it was a fight, but we made it, like you said, to the cave. Like, thank God, you know, he's...
Imagine the actual guys that had these pants made for them and paid for them, and then they get out in the field and the crotch blows wide open immediately.
Hey,
they're not wearing underwear.
Blame it on that goddamn shitty Italian craftsmanship. Like, right? They can't even pick a side in the wars. Like, come
their
on,
fucking balls are hanging out, and it's just like, what the fuck? Why did I pay you to make these?
You know. I don't care what people say, but until you're like in the field with military equipment, especially vintage military equipment, and you see how quickly it rots in the environment for such a short period of time.
Even modern stuff. It fucking disintegrates underneath you in like a week. And it's like, what the fuck's going on here?
But like, you know, all the originals and shit, like I carry this from Omaha to Berlin, like bull fucking shit. That shit rotted off you. You got another one, or you know, this was an NOS item that somebody wore in the 80s or whatever.
I think, I think nearly every war memoir I've ever read mentions how like when they when they're done with like a campaign, they get new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. You always get refit and everything,
Yep.
I mean, shit breaks. I have some great memoirs where the guys are like, well, one of my radio straps broke and I dealt with it for 3 weeks until I got a new one or whatever, Yep. I mean, it got replaced, but it's just amazing to me, and this shoot really reiterated that of how quickly this shit deteriorates, and like and rifles, it's everything,
ammo pouches. Oh my God. Like, how many ammo pouches did we blow through?
Yeah, a lot.
After one day in that cave, it looked like they had been out in the field for weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get all that mud out of your M1 barrel, Mike, that I packed into your fucking M1 barrel? Falling over?
Yeah, we did.
Right.
So I apologize.
I still have to deal with those wool blankets.
Yeah, Grant, Kevin, and Dylan.
Such a cool dude.
Grant is the green little troll, we called him.
He's a real chill guy. I'll give him that.
Grant's like what, 5'3", 5'4"?
He's like 4'9". And
he's a fucking hobbit. He's a fucking hobbit.
Really is.
But no, Grant and Dylan, those two guys that are facing the camera, man, they sat there and looked at a monitor for fucking 12 hours a day and pulled focus and made sure everything was right. They had a lot of
fucking connection issues they were having.
Oh, I was just going to say that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they rectified
all
that
the time.
They were like, and then Kevin does the sound.
Yeah, this guy right here. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't break his microphone by soaking it in blood. I tried real hard to not break his fucking microphone by soaking it in blood.
Dude, these guys, I never heard them complain about one thing. So, like,
nope. These guys are, you want to talk about, and Dylan on the right, he's a college student.
Yeah, he's like 19, I think.
Yeah, and like he was on the trailer and he did this and like he was just blown away, like because I was talking to him and he's like, man, the experience I've gotten on this is like just fucking insane, because he worked with Cooper, he worked with Noble, and he worked with Kevin and Grant and the rest of the entire team, and he's like, well, this is like a fucking internship in 2 weeks that's worth like 2 semesters, for what he wants to do. And that was really cool. So he did a fantastic job working with pros, and they also were great with him. Like, they didn't treat him like he was some dumb college kid. They were like, okay, all right, you're working on this. We're just going to work. And then they worked, and it worked well. Yeah. So here's the thing is, like, now that I know this, when you're making a film, it's not just the cast. It's not just, what you see on the camera. It's the guys.
There's a shit ton of stuff.
Oh my God. There's so much, like, behind every scene is these guys sitting there just bam 100% into this screen and like
sitting there with their little joystick fucking watching the computer monitor.
It's a lot like the army of logistics, you have like 4 or 5 people behind you,
Dude, those people suck though. You know how many times we didn't get food and water?
Well, you know how many times they don't get focus, where it goes.
Right.
I gotta say,
but no, it's these guys did a phenomenal fucking job. And yeah, I definitely have more appreciation to the behind the scenes or like the not on camera kind of credits, because these guys are just they're working their balls off.
Yeah. And it was full throttle every day for them, and they had to they had to set everything up and then break everything down every day, and they get home and then do the same thing.
Yep.
And sometimes, like, in that little dining room area, I'd see like up until like 9 or 10 p.m. like Noble in there like working on stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of nights where like
Dylan was at a different house than we were. We had 3 houses at one point for everybody.
Right, they stayed there until they possibly could, and then they had an hour and a half drive or hour drive back to their house. So, and and it was those guys put
full
in
days.
Yeah, those guys probably got to bed at like 1 or 2 a.m. every morning, and we were up at 5.
Yeah,
we were up at 5:30 every day.
Yeah, and so those guys
sleeping in.
Yeah, these guys. Well,
we had to wake up a few people, but
yeah,
they're great.
No Egyptian gas masks. So
no. And there's me.
That's a good photo. Yeah, that's me looking at my squad. Just during a take, you can tell because they're acting it out.
Right. So, and you're sitting there with your fucking hand on your face like, Oh, nerves.
You know, I'm sitting there like, all right, is this good? Okay.
What time is it? Holden's up my ass, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he had that job because he's my best friend, and I'm okay if I get mad at him.
Yeah. You got to have that, you know. You got to trust the person to get mad at them.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I had someone else who will remain nameless, that would not have gone well.
Right. And at this point, I was running back and getting props, which is what I did mostly for the whole fucking thing. Oh, we forgot this. Fuck!
Right. You know how much time I saved just by remembering where you and Sam just set shit down? You know how much time I saved, everybody, but just remembering where the fuck you guys put stuff?
Mm-hmm. There was apparently...
You knew where we put stuff at the pavilion.
Right.
And it was like, okay, we got everything for this scene. Except the ammo pouches.
Yeah, it got to the point where Sam would come to me and he's like, "Where did Mike put this?" And I'm like, "It's right over there." So,
I remember one character showed up who had an MP40. He showed up with candy 8 pouches, and we're like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
yeah.
Oh, really?
That was when I was like, I ran down and I was like, "Hey, Chris, I forgot your pouches down at the pavilion. I'm gonna go for a run." And I just fucking
ran down the fucking
a fucking quarter mile down there, got him, and ran a quarter mile up back, and I was dead.
That's a steep
That was
fucking
the fastest
hill.
I've ever seen him move.
It was a steep hill.
It was pretty amazing.
Dude,
that when we got attacked by the bats.
I had to do it. It's like the vehicle would take longer. It's like I had to do it, and went down there and like got back up, and I'm like breathing very heavily, and I'm like, I just don't want this to be on camera. Like, let's just. Whatever, but no, it all worked out. But this,
by the way, Mike, congratulations on the weight loss. How do you feel? How are your pants?
16 pounds lighter. I feel 16 pounds lighter. Actually, 20 now.
I'm still 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah,
it was
we all lost
pretty
a bunch
crazy.
of weight.
Yep.
So,
well, speaking of that, there was one point I didn't see this happen, but where Mike was running with something and you just like ate shit into a horns or something.
I don't think anybody saw that, but we saw the results of him bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, you just had like blood on your arm or something.
Oh,
that was on that Sunday.
That was the press.
You had to get the prop candy 8.
So Mueller, I'm not going to name the actor, but Mueller, which was funny, like a post story about that. But he's like, I don't have my rifle, and I'm like, you don't have your.
Why don't
rifle.
you have your rifle?
and he's like, I'm like, where did you fucking leave it? Where did you fucking leave it? I don't know. Last time I had it was at the bivouac. And I'm like, okay. So I pop the van, fucking go up that little trail, bottomed out again, and get up there. And then I'm like running around.
Thank God
I'm
for
like,
insurance.
Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this rifle? Nope. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Where did he put it? Oh, and I look at the tree and I'm like, there it is. So I ran after it. I grabbed it and I'm running back. And I'm seeing my van. I'm not seeing anything else. And I ate shit, and as I was tripping and falling, I was completely midair, like horizontal to the ground. I landed in that fucking thorn bush that was there, that red one,
stuff.
Big fucker.
There was this one motherfucker that had like literally 1/2-inch barbs on it.
Oh yeah, and that's the one I
was just describing the audience.
Yes, and everybody the day before and that morning had gotten nailed by it at one point.
That's fair. I like
the old, the young,
like
6 people.
Short.
Yeah, and so I was sprinting full speed, and I fucking ate shit, rolled into that thing, dropped the rifle, and there's the reenactors. They're like, "You okay, bud?" I literally, I know I said it, but like, I grabbed the rifle. I said, "I ain't got time to bleed." And I fucking yes, I said that. Whatever. And then so I went to the van.
Hey, man, where he goes,
dude. I didn't feel anything. Went to the van. Fucking pop. Brian grabbed the rifle. It was in Mueller's hands. Right.
Yep. Spoken like a true sexual tyrannosaurus.
And then you look at his elbow, and it's just blood.
Yeah,
just
like
blood.
Down there. Yeah, I saw the scars here. I get down there, and Lindsay is actually the first one to say. She's like, "Oh my God, Mike, you're bleeding pretty good." And I'm like, "What?" And I look at it, there's just blood fucking everywhere. And I'm like,
ran through razor blades.
And so I like try to wipe it off, and I'm like, "Yeah, thorn bush, yeah, fucking whatever." I'm like, "Do we have the scene? Like everybody's got their shit?" And that was what I was concerned about. I was like, "Does everybody have their shit? Like whatever."
That's in that moment. Well, did it was because I didn't see it happen, but I heard about it later, obviously. But and I saw your arm. But did all
you
three
ate shit too? You know.
Well, I was about to say, did all three of you see it when I ate shit?
Oh yeah, that was great.
I actually
I don't think I did.
Front row view. No. Oh really?
No,
we were
I
at the
heard
bottom of the
about it,
hill.
though. I was
with
like,
that scene.
Michael just hates shit, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was. Well, the bad thing was it was during the part where the Avald squad and the Brander squad meet.
It was a pretty complex scene.
Yeah, so I was like, I was giving direct while it was happening. I was like, there was guys all around, and I'm like, okay, you over there, do this, and you over there, and one of those fucking red things that's up there is like a rope. Yeah, my foot gets caught in it as I'm walking, and I just, bam, I just trip and
do a
hit the
barrel
ground.
roll.
And I hear, right as I hit the ground, I kind of hear like a ooh, like from people. And as I jumped to my feet, I just said, "I'm fine." Anyway, do this, do this, do this. Like I screamed, "I'm fine," just because I did not want people to come be like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" It's like, forget it. Focus on what we're doing. Okay.
Yep. I get it. That's why I said, I got time to bleed, and I just fucking ran and grabbed the rifle.
Fuck it.
No, Mike was literally like,
doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck?
Brian saw that then.
Oh yeah, I was at the bottom of the hill. He was at the top of the hill, and fucking he just went and then quickly got up, just yelling, "I'm fine!" And then
those fucking thorns, man.
People were kind of
those fucking
shocked.
Thorns.
Not from the falling, because we all
everywhere. And it was like I was cussing so hard at those fucking things every time you walk through one, and I was wearing long pants. And I was like,
there was one point where it was during when we were filming that scene. Christopher, who played Avald, he was going with his jackboots and like kicking through. He was like, "Fucking shit!"
Yeah,
he was like getting.
Those are the best boots to wear in that kind of shit. Though.
Yeah, trampling on them and shit. Yeah, fuck.
We got you ate shit, Michael. I was wearing my moccasins because I'm like, I gotta give my feet a break. Yeah, dude, I was tripping and like almost falling at every fucking one. I'm like, God, I can't fucking win.
The weather was insane. It went from like 70 to 20 degrees in snow, like over the course of 12 days.
Oh yeah,
I fucking missed that being all normal temperature.
Yeah, you missed the snow.
Yeah.
What the funny thing was though about this location right here, we did we did a number of days here.
Yeah,
and we did one day was just this entire location, and this whole area when we started it was all up like this, and then by the end of it was completely flat.
Yep,
it's just flat. We just flattened the whole thing.
We had the reenactors fucking flying around the plane.
Ugh. Right? Yeah.
Good. Fuck those thorn bushes.
Mm-hmm. So
the reenactors flying around in the plane was a big help.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I should say something, but I got my opinions on that.
And there's Muller
aiming his rifle. Yep.
He's got the tripod going on with his E-tool.
Propping himself up. Yeah. Support.
These guys, their gators got fucked up a lot.
That's how they actually
were. Really hard to keep in place.
Yeah.
That's how they actually were.
And you really have to break the boot in with the gator, and then they'll be there forever.
Yeah.
But it's just it's hard to do that,
Even then, it's like, well, when you're running, and you're like, going to like the kneeling, it's just it was a good design concept.
I cheated like on my British ones because they're a lot like that. I just sewed little brass hooks in them, like fabric hooks, and then you can hook them.
You think guys didn't do that?
They don't ride up.
Hey, Devin, who gives a fuck?
I don't know. People who want their gators to stay on, maybe.
Look at that M42.
Got the gas thing on the. That's cool.
The gas cape.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't notice that before.
And
all the actors learned how to put the gear on by the end of the shoot.
Just so you know, Michael.
Tauber didn't, but most of them did.
Yeah, Tauber. That guy, that actor, I had to work with him a little bit. He liked to do improvising, and he was kind of like over the top a little sometimes, and which was fine. But like there was a part where we were going through the where there's supposed to be a battle, and you guys had placed that rangefinder down there, and that Doug had. I don't know who put it there, but it's that big tube and everything.
Yeah, I think I put it there. Yep.
Right, and during the scene, Tauber's supposed to stop, look around, and be like, "Wow, something must have really happened here." And during that moment, he saw that thing and he picked it up and improvised it. And was like, "Oh, this is cool!" And like, I was like, "Dude, no."
So the picture that Tom Davison took of me going like this, I was explaining to Kevin. I was explaining to Kevin what that was.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Okay.
Yes.
He wasn't doing It's Always Sunny. We were.
No, I was actually explaining. I'm like, so yeah, it's a rangefinder. Like they would actually put this up to, and that's when like you see the subsequent pictures of like him holding it up, and it's like, okay, yeah, but that was fun.
Let's see. There's me and Coop. I'm holding a stick grenade for some reason. But,
Heads
not
falling
realistic
off, so-
enough.
those things were falling apart a few times. Those grenades.
Oh,
but,
oh my God, yeah.
But they look great. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have remedies to fix that for next time. So
Mhm.
Yep, we do.
Yeah. Oh, there's Joe.
Leo.
Leo,
Yep.
what's up,
On
kid?
Geo. Yep. This is the first day he was on set. He's got the Sam dirt on him. The black.
I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah, we called it the Sam dirt. Yeah.
Yep.
Or I called it schmutz. I was like, just get some schmutz and put it on.
Yep. Schmutz.
But, yeah, Sam.
Dark brown leather dye.
Yeah, Sam was there to apply this dirt stuff that he puts on all of his things.
Our official ager of uniforms.
Yeah, he loved it. Jared Becker.
Cool
Look
dude.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Look at
I
that
tied his
flashlight.
shoes for him. And
What's that?
Yep.
What'd you say?
I tied his shoes for him.
Oh, nice. He's got flashlight in there. He's got the smoke grenade down here.
Yep.
So, very cool.
They
That
never
was
wore their
great.
packs like that, though. You know, that's a good one, actually.
I love how you
That's
put
cool.
that in put him in his place, and then you just said, "Okay."
Until
Hey,
we show you the
You want to
original
fight
video.
facts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, until we show you the original video. But
Mhm.
Max,
And Maxwell, he had
Silver
some.
Hammer.
Yeah, he had some problem with his eye.
Yeah.
yeah, a sty going on.
Yeah. However, like I thought it added to his character that like he's not perfect. You know, he's got like
No,
little
so in real life, that would happen in the field.
right.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So,
you haven't bathed in how long? Like, you can't do any
Yeah.
personal hygiene or anything.
Not
you know?
good.
Like,
That's why I kept my split lip because it looked great. You know?
I the first day I saw you, I was like, dude, I got healing ointment if you want some. You're like, no, it's good.
It plays into the character. You know,
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
living in the
we out
field
there,
sucks.
we
you
are through
know?
the elements for so long. It's like
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Billy and Joe. You know, that's what I shoot for when I want to
Yeah.
do GI.
He was a rock though. He really carried a lot of people.
Oh, Max.
Oh, God,
Max, fucking amazing.
yeah, he was there for part of my intervention.
Or the Waffle House.
Yeah, the Waffle House intervention.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Okay.
Well, it's just, I orchestrated that, but like it's not as funny as
Was he wearing his pink robe?
I think
Yes,
he
he
was
was.
wearing a bath towel because he had like
No,
just
he
got
was-
out of the shower.
he was wearing his robe.
Oh,
Mhm.
But
Yeah, every night he wore this pink robe with the white like trim on it. Yeah, and
Yep.
it was pretty
that's
funny.
fine.
Yeah.
It just made sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
Carlos.
Oh, yeah.
Carlos
Carlos
Rowe.
Rowe.
Yep. He doesn't have
So-
chew in his mouth here though. But
We had some newspapers do some articles about the shoot and everything, and there was one where the actor, this guy Jake, was on the front page. So I sent him like a screenshot of it, and they're like, "Look, your character Roe got the front page," and he just replies with like "Spitz chew," and that's all his character did the whole time.
Yeah.
It was basically spit chew, and yeah, he played a great job.
Yeah.
Look
These
at that
guys.
Muck Bar sight, fixed bail helmet.
yep,
Woo!
yep.
Oh.
It's all correct. He doesn't have it in his mouth here, but yeah, he had chew in his lodged in
Yeah,
his lips.
actual
for most
chew,
of it.
chewing tobacco.
Mhm.
Real
That's good
nicotine.
stuff.
Real
And,
nicotine.
Kyle
Oh,
is Joe. Yep.
Kyle. Yeah.
Kyle Yaskin with the Holly liner.
Everything hanging off him.
Yep.
They're
I
early
love-
shell too, with the fractures in it, which is neat.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Early casting.
Very early shell. Yep.
Yep, with all the
Very
heat
shell.
stress in it.
Yep.
You can't see it here, but yeah, he had a Luger, captured Luger holster on his belt, which was
Brass World War One 03 sling.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
Well, that's not World War One. It's
Or,
like
or,
they
or
were
early
issued,
war though. No, it's
They
awesome.
were issued throughout.
Well, yeah, they made those into the 30s. So
Yeah,
Right. So they had a
but it's
shit
better
fucking
than
ton of them.
Parkerization though for the era.
Yeah, it's like early World War II, especially or mid
Part of his
Oh, he's used dog tag.
there.
dog
Yep.
tags.
Yep, they were all dog
I like how his
tag.
collar's fucked up.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
got the. Well, this is a German gas mask
Yep.
thing right here,
Yep.
or gas mask can thing right here.
The A gunner wearing a BAR belt.
Yep.
Oops.
So there we got
Nice.
that's Joe Bongiovanni. Yep.
taking a
and,
nap.
A real vet knowing how to sleep in the field.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was actually in
That's-
Afghanistan. This was during a very complicated scene.
And when Devin got painted.
Yeah,
I got painted before that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and I'll skip over that because it gives some stuff away. But here's some more of the crew right here. That's Cooper, obviously, and that's Noble, the other cameraman.
Noble on the left.
Yeah, Noble.
These
on the
guys,
left.
Cooper and Noble, those guys with the angles and like the actual cinematography. It's all handheld too. Like, I want to reiterate that, like, to people that are watching, like, it's all handheld. There was no tripods.
Nope.
These guys did handheld throughout the entire fucking filming.
How fucking expensive were those cameras that they had?
I'm afraid to ask.
I was like, how fucking expensive are these? And I was talking to Cooper about that because I was offering him a smoke. And I'm like, how fucking expensive are these? And he's like, expensive enough that I don't want anyone else to even look at it.
Right.
Like we went to a cafe one night.
Yeah,
the notorious B29, and he wouldn't leave his camera in the car.
No, he walks in with his camera. I don't know if you guys know. He walks in with his camera, and we're like, why do you got the camera? He's like, I ain't leaving that shit out in the car.
Yeah, I was like, I won't even ask then. I won't even press the issue. He's like, so expensive, I don't want anyone else to look at it.
Meanwhile, me and Mike have like a stack of like $30,000 in firearms in the back of a minivan, triple parked in the back of a parking lot.
But nobody fucked with it. That's
nobody
good.
Shit, you know?
No, and I think at one point, I held Noble's camera so he could get somewhere, but like, other than that, I know they were both like, no one touches these cameras but us. You know,
he handed it to me when we were in the cave doing some like B-roll stuff, and the whole time I'm just like, my job is to hold the camera. Yeah, I hold the camera because it's my job.
At all from this position.
Yeah, right?
I remember when Noble was like, "You sprayed the camera." I was like, "Oh fuck." The first thing he told me is like, "You sprayed the camera." I was like, "Oh god." I was like ready to be like, "Oh, we just wasted the whole budget on replacing a camera."
No, those cameras, they had they had like giant screens around them and stuff.
Okay,
yeah. But it's also the lenses that they have.
Yeah, their lenses are I think 70 years old. They were using like lenses from the 50s, I think.
Yep,
that's crazy.
And so those are like several $1,000s a piece.
Yep,
if you can find them.
That's what this Pelican case right here is that they were always lugging around. That's just lenses in there. So
yep,
very cool.
Yeah, and it's like everybody respected everything. The weapons, the camera crew, their equipment on set, everything was respected, which is a very good thing.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. You can see
amazing.
In this, you can kind of see one of the cameras right here. I mean, when I just held it for a minute for Noble, I was like, man, this son of a bitch is heavy.
Yeah.
And he and Cooper were sitting there in weird positions, like in the cave, especially like awkward. Yeah. And they're like, all right, here's the shot. And you're like, yeah, but your body is not.
You're not supposed to bend like
I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. And you're like, all right.
Yep.
Action.
They say they got it. Yep. Action.
Yep. Action. You know, and it's like
one thing to like direct people like the shot you want, but it's another thing to have a good cameraman to see the shot you want and get into position to do it, you know. And like we were saying, the real unsung heroes of good movies, you know, are people that know their craft.
Yeah.
And just so lucky to have them.
Oh yeah. Those guys were yeah.
That's why we wanted to go. I wanted to use them because I went to film school with them. I'm like, these guys are fucking great. So yeah.
Yeah. They were both just fucking tastic. And yeah.
Oh God.
There's
Brian and Sam.
Brian and Sam.
Gruesome.
I love how Sam every day wore this thing.
Yeah, the Marine.
That's from the Pacific. It's like a real prop from I forget who wears it, but
wait, that's
I know
from the show, The Pacific.
Yeah, that's a real prop he bought.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, I got my fucking Jamestown glasses on.
Oh, is that what that's it? Yeah. With your knitted
my
cap.
cheap cap? Yeah. Like the peak of 1970s fashion.
Even when it was that hot.
They're really nice. Yep.
Hold on that right there.
Well,
that'll be the thumbnail.
Don't buy the brown acid.
Yeah.
You know.
Good shit. Oh God, no. There's me. That's after I got.
Oh, you got painted too.
Yeah, I got see the red on my face. That was a squib that went off right in my face when we were shooting the scene. I was right next to the camera when it happened, and it got on my face.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Not the first time I've been squirted in the face. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And won't be the last.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's piss, but hey, nobody's gonna calculate that.
There's a number of different things that
No.
it could be.
It's piss.
At this current juncture.
I was happy with the take. That's why I was smiling. So
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a great take. Yeah.
Good job, minions. We move on now.
And there's
Yeah.
fucking
yeah, Bolek, Bart.
dude,
Bart
he was
with
fucking awesome.
porn stash.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah,
he had
the
that
stash.
Ron Jeremy?
Mm-hmm. And he had his cap inside his epaulette the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys carried him like that.
Yeah.
Yep. That was really cool to see.
There was I don't know if you noticed it, but during the final this scene, Joe, when he walked up to Sir, he pulled that out and looked at him and threw it on the ground.
Yeah, that's
He told me to tell Joe that. It's because we were resetting for a scene, and he was like, "Hey, tell him to play with the hat." So
yeah,
I
he did
walked
that.
over.
He pulled out and he was like, "No German, huh?" And he threw it on the ground.
Because I was like, "Why don't you tell him that yourself?" He's like, "No, I don't want it. No, we got to do it, in the scene." So he was very interesting. Again, these guys were such professionals, that they knew.
Yeah.
They knew the distance would help with the act.
Oh yeah,
And,
a lot of the
it was
Americans
really
and
awesome.
the Germans didn't interact too much.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. I know
Even
we
when
were
we were
kind of
shooting that
worried
one
about
day.
Bart after like the fourth time of shooting that one scene. I'm like, Bart's gonna stab somebody.
or just break down and then
Yeah, and Mike's like, "Oh no, he's just getting in the scene." I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, after the last one, I was like, "Okay, gotcha, buddy." And then, but no, that was really good.
That's your buddy guy.
Next picture. Next picture.
Let's see.
Oh,
Mueller
Mueller.
and Lars.
Lars, the branch manager.
The helmet. The helmet.
He
does
shot
not
me
fit.
here.
The helmet doesn't fit too well, and this is way the hell out here.
What?
Yeah, away it goes.
It's for stability.
Right. He was an extra. He was a background guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Avon.
Christopher smoking the pipe.
Peace
and
pipe.
then this was
Reenactor.
one of Doug's guys.
Mhm.
Yeah. And there it is.
I pinched their caps later on.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's Tauber looking through the thing like you're supposed to.
Yep. EM34
that's right.
rangefinder.
Yep.
There
we go. Yeah, that's after I told him what it was for.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh,
They're really cool. And
Yeah.
very effective.
That's Noah. That was someone who just showed up to help us." And we were like, "You want to be in a uniform?" He was like, "Sure."
Yep.
He's like in the film school of Iowa.
Yep.
Richter.
Jonathan, is Richter.
Cool dude.
He's got the binoculars in his uniform right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's Artur again.
Artur.
But he's got the Mike's matches right there and the Camel cigarettes.
Juniper. Yeah. Fucking Perez.
Jupiter.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. What a cool guy.
It was cool. Yeah. That's Lars telling him to leave his daughter alone.
Yes.
You have to do that a lot.
Weird. I think I was the only one that he never said leave his daughter alone.
Well,
I wasn't.
Don't shit where you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
None of us were messing with
We're
her.
smart.
Yeah. Well,
Well-
also she's like what? Like
19.
17 or something.
19.
Let's
No,
see.
I thought you were
I
nothing
think there
worse
were
than 19.
there were at least 4 individuals I can remember who approached the target.
Yeah.
But
and
it wasn't any of the important people.
he was definitely one of them.
Yes.
He had a good in with it though. He would come up to her and be like, "How's my German? Let me practice."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he's originally he's a Latin. He's from Mexico. So
Yeah, he
they
is.
know how to roll and they know all the attack angles.
Yeah,
So,
hot blooded, Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
He's a what?
This is
What'd you say?
said hot blooded.
he's a hot blooded Latino.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
Like in all the dramatic Central American soap operas.
Right. The Camel Smokes. Yep. Provided by Mike B.
That's right.
They look great.
Had quite a few of those. They were all right.
Yeah, this was the
Yeah.
smokiest production I've ever been on.
Oh my
Sorry.
god.
I
As
apologize.
Kevin said, I was like,
People smoking in the cave.
Kevin, I was like, so is there ever like any set you've worked on? Is there ever been like anybody that's like a cigarette bitch like me? Like, whenever he goes, I've never been on a set that we've smoked so much.
In between every set, I would just make a gesture to him, and he's like, all right, fine. And I'd come over.
He became a chain smoker. Well, and then also
we all became burned.
Yeah. In the
drinking cold coffee and smoking cigarettes constantly.
Yeah. Well, then in the cave, you know how in the cave there was like off to the side there was that pool of water down there.
Yeah.
I looked in it the last day we were shooting. I looked in there and there was just cigarette butts laying in the whole thing,
like floating around
and floating around. Yeah.
The first aid kit fell in there one day and it was just floating.
Oh,
and
really?
I couldn't find it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I had to get $1,000 and like fucking bring it over to me.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, well, it was like I couldn't find it, and there's the huge fucking hole right there. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
but
Mr. Doug Strong,
the man, the myth,
Schuster, Kopernil Schuster.
Yep. Da-da-da.
Great guy.
Yeah, he's great. He helped us a lot, provide a lot of things for us, and he's in the movie too. He's a Schuster.
He is,
which is realistic. Like the guy that's just repairing fucking boots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised at how short of an amount of time. Like looking at the guys, was like we lost a lot of hobnails out there on a lot of the.
Oh my god,
dude, they fall off all the time.
Yeah.
Every German division had an old dude with a hammer and an apron.
Yep.
So it's perfect.
Every single fucking unit. Yeah.
Yep. There's always a guy with a hammer and an apron.
It's a very unique looking hammer, so that's cool.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
No, it's 100%. Yeah.
It's very cool. Jorg.
Great dude. One of the producers.
Oh yeah, one of the producers.
Happy hunting.
Had to dress up that day. All their rifles,
guns.
Pretty sure that's the prop one right there.
Again, when we first got there to the Airbnb,
well, considering it's missing a screw and it has this weird cast mark on it.
Yeah,
we had all these firearms, and Mike was like, well, "We don't have to take them all out of their cases." And he went to go get something out of his car, and I had just ripped through all the guns and ripped all the cases off because, again, you can't just leave 30 K98s in their cases when you have the ability to line up on a wall together.
That's fair.
We had like 80K of firearms in one room.
There was a lot of guns in that room. That's a big German exercise bike.
Well,
yeah, right.
Freaking eventually at one in there, I'm like, "What's up?" Because I would just wander in there sometimes. "What's up, guys?" Hang out. The guns are here, and then it was like all the actors were coming in to like see all the guns, and of course, you guys, are like, "Of course."
To be fair, I got to hold Brian's G41 for like half a second.
Well, I also told them, I said, the next time you see one of these, it'll be under glass. And, I'm not being like a boomer, but I was just being honest because they are really rare ducks. And, mine was covered in mud and rust. And I'm like, I probably have the dirtiest G41 in the world, but it's so cool to bring it out and, really see how much of a piece of shit it is. It's a really early Walther production. It's the 3,000th one made, 1941 manufacturing. So it could have been at Stalingrad. Who knows? But it's a pretty neat piece, and it's really cool that we put it on screen for the first time. Besides some really bad zombie movie from like 2003, but IMFDB will now have us as the #1 World War II movie with a G41. So
yeah, very cool.
There he is.
Speaking of
yours truly, that nasty wound on his mouth.
This is it worked out.
Herp lip.
Willie
we
and
may
Joe.
have we may have been doing a little bit too much fellatio before the shoot, but like
when you have 12 days, that's a lot of 4 to 5 a.m.s. So
that's a lot of windows for gay sex.
It's don't rag on him for that. Like
with my telegraph.
It was
you were the only one in the movie wearing this type of jacket.
The tanker jacket.
Tanker jacket. Yeah, the winter tanker jacket.
Super common winter line too, so I'm glad that I was wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
I bled all over that bitch. It's a nice S&M too. I had one like we could destroy back at the pavilion, but I just forgot to grab it, and it's like, way it goes.
That's cool.
Fucking way she goes.
Yeah.
Destroyed the watch. Destroyed that. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Perez.
Yeah, Sergeant Perez.
Right.
Yeah, looks like you got a little too much Sam dirt up here. But that's okay.
I thought you were pointing to his face.
Yeah, it looks like a little much dirt right here.
Yeah, like that upper lip dirt.
That shit on his face.
The dirty Sanchez.
He's just out looking for those nice ladies. So.
Oh boy, was he trying.
Yeah. Yep. Use another one.
After that imported meat.
But,
imported meat, yes.
I said that to that's a story for after the stream.
Yes. Yeah. Hold on to that.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that. Then Reed. Yep.
Reed.
Awesome, dude.
I remember his eyes
stream.
were burning the shit out of him. So like me and him and Sam were the last ones at the pavilion one day, and all his makeup was running into his eyes because he was sweating so much. And so
I remember that. Yeah.
Flushing his fucking eyes out, and he's like I can't fucking see. And then we were all doing me and him and Sam were doing a Disney music sing along in his Volkswagen Beetle all the way back to the house down the highway. It was a great time. Yeah.
Oh,
that sounds beautiful. I did not hear about that, so that's new.
Oh, you're missing out, Michael. We were singing, the Lion.
We'll never hear all the side stories for this fucking adventure, man.
Yeah.
People bonded in many different ways. From the closet of love to,
not good. It was great.
Band.
Good
Perez again,
holding Mike's helmet that his lady did for him.
I got it right here.
There it is. Yeah,
that's not even his blood. That's probably my blood or Devin's blood.
Yeah,
the microphone.
Blood, just somebody's blood. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I just knocked over the microphone to
nice.
show you this.
I heard that.
Good work.
Yep.
Bam. Kevin, somewhere is scratching his ears and bleeding from them.
Yeah.
Our sound guy.
Kevin. Yeah, there's this helmet.
Every day our actors were singing to, our American actors, not our German actors, were singing to our sound man.
Mm-hmm.
All the new Katy Perry hits.
He at one point, our sound guy Kevin, at one point he kind of tricked him a little bit. He said, by the way, guys, every time you go take a piss or a shit, I can hear it. And they're like, what? He's like, no, I'm just kidding. I lose range once you walk over there. So,
oh, dude,
it's like that movie, The Conversation. The whole time he just knows what's happening.
Going,
Exactly, but that was Nick who plays Perez there. That was his last day, so that's why we took that photo.
Yeah, he wasn't into all the gay stuff I did to him at 4 a.m.
No,
real jumpy.
Cool dude. He's also ex-military.
You guys slept in the same. Yeah, he is ex-military. You guys slept in the same proximity, didn't you?
Yeah, he was my squad leader, and he was jumpy.
He's really bad at it.
That much for somebody that was in the military. He was uncharacteristically jumpy.
Really?
Because he's the man behind the man behind the man with the gun.
Well, that's very true.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's
okay. Oh yeah, and then this was their scene that they did together. That it was.
Look how Reed looks like a T-pose. Like,
yes. In the background, yeah.
He's in the
Arma
default
is loading.
position.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Look at that fucking nasty wound on
Wounded GI number 6.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Mike didn't get to make
so much blood
cameo appearance as bloated corpse number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
on the way back to my 18-hour drive home to New England, some of the blankets and stuff got warm enough to thaw out. So when I was cleaning out my car, it was like ice and like fake blood, like half an inch in the back of my Toyota. And I cleaned that out right before I got my car clean because I'm like, this is too many questions. They're gonna find ammo. They're gonna find why is there fake or blood in the back of your car? Like, yeah,
fair.
It's
great.
Where's my ex-wife?
Yeah. This was their scene that it's written in the script. Yeah, that he comes over and interacts with them, but they took it a bit farther than what was written in the script.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
which was
good chemistry.
Very fun though.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Is this turned it into like a porno?
Yeah, for a minute where he well, there's that thing that
these two they actually fuck.
Well,
in a way.
Fair, he had a giant hole in his pants, for easy access. Like
those crazy Austrians. You feel the breeze between your knees.
Yep.
Because of Mike, I won't look at German helmets the same again because, everyone that I've seen, they don't in movies and whatever. They don't ever look this good ever.
Yeah, right.
Well, they fuck up so much on the German helmets, and it's really so easy to do. But
it's funny, I was part of the wardrobe and stuff, and we did a lot of work beforehand, to get things right. Mike did the helmets and stuff, and I had some say for some stupid field gear, whatever. But when we were on set and things, I looked at everything through the artist's eye because I make some of my own short films and stuff, and I just wanted to put production along. And it really wasn't until like 3 days after I got home where I looked at the photos and I was like, damn, they look like soldiers. When I was there, they're like, these are people I know in uniforms.
Is that one of the finished ones,
Mike? Good job.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It does.
Oh, yeah. It looks amazing.
I mean, we had some big sizes, like original shells, like 68 and stuff. And that shit's hard to come by.
Oh, that's Brander.
One of the rehearsals.
Yeah, that's a rehearsal. This was where this was the rehearsal. When we were doing this scene, this is where I ate shit that one time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that's why I didn't see it, because I was too busy like shitting on myself. Like, I just fucked all the gear up for the day. Things gonna be fun. It was what? Oh, that was okay. So that's when you ate shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's when I ate shit.
I really hope somebody got that in video. I really hope somebody got that.
We'll have to see.
I hope somebody got fucking Tauber on video with his gear. That's the one I want to see.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, where is it? Where's
What's
it?
on the take?
Yeah, I was like, I'm missing a ton of stuff. I didn't see any of this stuff.
Gonna put the Warren Commission on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I haven't even got to see myself die yet. I was too busy laying on the ground.
Yeah, it looked great.
It was so quiet. It was awesome.
It was cute. It was quiet. And that's why it was good, because you were quiet.
This location though was so cool. I loved these trees, like dead trees, like they just
Italy
look
trees.
so cool. Yeah, what I call the skeleton trees.
Yeah.
That's a black and.
We got lucky. We found Italy in Missouri.
Yeah, I know. It looked
turns out they're the same place.
Yeah,
between all the churches and the billboards asking about injury and insurance fraud, we found the perfect place to film this movie.
Mm-hmm. It's a black and white photo.
Does Italy have that many fucking pricker bushes?
Well, you take the good with the bad.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yep.
It's our producers.
Wait, is that a smile?
Yeah.
Oh.
That must have not been the first day then.
Oh, I saw this.
Myra and Jorg. Yep. Myra and Doug.
Yep.
Nice boomer picture.
Right.
Let's give credit where credit's due. Boomer pictures.
Yep.
Myra's a boomer that we can get along with, though. She does so much work.
Yeah, that one.
We'll give her shit though. But
yeah.
After this was like one of the last scenes. It's really funny how you teach people how to use guns and stuff, and then again the personality comes out, and you can see it in each of the actors.
Yeah. This was I didn't even notice that Kevin's holding the MP40 as well as his rifle.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Bernd was like, fucking hacking up a lung.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was like
70,000 years of smoking catches up to you when you're that age.
And then Yoda's like pulling security, like laying down, like, "Are you guys about done? I'm sitting there pulling security. Like, I don't know if I can do this much longer."
Are you the Boy Scout?
I thought this was a serious picture.
I think that we did this because this was the last day that the whole squad was going to be working together. I think that's what it was.
That was Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I wish I could be there for
that. Was our half day before we went shooting.
It was great. Yeah.
Thunderstorm.
Yep. And that's the Perez squad with Avald and Richter. And then this is when we're doing the press. This is when they're going in there. Yeah.
Yep.
And
look at that helmet head.
It's a great image.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Tauber.
No, Arthur.
Oh, that's Tauber.
Oh, Derp. I must have lied.
That's Arthur.
Yeah.
That's Tauber.
Yeah.
I'm walking in. And now Maxwell in the cave.
That drip on his helmet.
Yep. That cave made the uniforms age prematurely, like 3 years. I swear.
It made us age prematurely.
Yeah,
that cave did something to all of us.
Yeah, Devin, you weren't there for any of the cave stuff, were you?
No, I wish I was, but fuck.
It was the more days went on,
real.
like when you go into that cave, there's just something about it. It was just
the longer we were in there, the worse it got.
Got heavier and heavier and heavier. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple of days where Mike, where you would, and I'd say, "Hey, we're gonna," and you were like, "I'm not going in there."
You know, it was probably good I wasn't there. It would have looked like it had a fog in it. I would have been just chain smoking the whole time.
No, you would have. Everybody else was fucking blowing clouds, so you were smoking. I've added too much to it.
That would have just been like, this smells like the place to smoke.
Yeah, that was.
I couldn't not watch it. That was the thing. Like I really needed to watch this art occur.
Yeah, The cave, though. Let me see if there are any more. Yeah, there's Joe in the cave smoking.
Is there ice in the back of his helmet? Wait, go back for a second. It looked like a white or something.
No. But
it's just lighting. It's back wall.
Oh, okay.
The cave was when like deep shit really started to happen.
Yeah,
and
that was when a lot of deep shit had happened, but that was when it really like it was visceral.
Really, all
was
sunk in.
Yeah. There were people crying who were not actors, but there were people crying who had to like walk out. They couldn't take it. Yeah. It was
day 5 was when I started to cry, and then
it was really intense
downhill from there.
Yeah. I remember you, Michael, came out like at one scene, and you're like, your fucking tears are rolling down, your eyes are red, and you're like, I gotta take a minute, and I'm like, good.
Yeah,
like, and the rest of everyone else came out, the crew, and they were just like doing the same thing, and the cast slowly kind of like waddled out, and it was like, all right. Excellent.
All right. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I gotta go. I've been expecting this call for a while. So.
Oh, you got it though.
Okay. I got to do this. So
Later, man.
All right. Yep. Take it easy.
Later.
Nice to see you, dude.
Yeah. Bye.
Captain Canada has left the chat prematurely again, just like he left the movie.
Let's get Sam on here to replace him.
Yeah, we could invite Sam sometime.
Yeah.
But that's a great shot at Joe.
Yep. Smoking. And there's the chew.
Yep. What's that shit coming out of your mouth?
Yeah.
Dude, Brian, that was because we watched that scene together. Michael was like involved in like the direction, but like we knew what he was saying, or I knew what he was saying. With Arthur,
it's easy to translate, luckily, yeah.
And you guys shit coming out of your mouth. That's why I was like,
yep.
As much as like I didn't want to interrupt while I was crying. I was like the same thing when I was laughing. I'm like,
yeah. You have to have very good emotional control.
There were times where people were like, crying when a take was happening. There were also times where people were trying so hard not to laugh.
Oh my god! So in the scene,
when the pants ripped on Arthur, and I heard the tape rip, like when I was supposed to be wounded. Oh my god! It took everything.
Go ahead,
everything.
Mike. What were you gonna say, Mike?
No, it's all good. The scene where one of the scenes where at the bivouac, right, with the kids, the Katakinder, right, the German kids. There was a point where Baron had walked off out of the scene and was over right next to me, and all of a sudden I started like laughing, and I was like, and then it just got worse, and I was like, I doubled over. I was like doubled over laughing, trying not to make a fucking noise, and all of a sudden I felt Baron collapse on me and shaking too, like laughing.
Really?
Because he wouldn't make any noise. And then I heard, I looked up a little bit and I saw Dylan laughing as he's pulling focus. He's laughing.
What scene was this?
One of the bivouac scenes where the kids are getting gear on, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like laughing hysterically, and I'm like looking up and shit. Like it just got funnier.
Yeah.
And not intentionally at all. Like it's just the way it went. And Baron is on top of me. Like I'm doubled over, he's doubled over on top of me, laughing hysterically, but we're trying to be totally silent. And Dylan is sitting there going, as he's pulling focus, and I'm like, that made it even more funny because like he's laughing too. I'm like, and also when the scene ended, I was like, okay, and then I just let it go.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, what's so funny? I'm like, you have this fucking scene, man. Like it's so fucking funny.
I remember that. I remember that now because when we were doing the scene, we were rolling, and I looked over, you were like hunched. I'm like, he's trying, so I'm just gonna let it ride out and see how long he can hold it. And then finally I was like, cut, and then you just like,
dude, it was fucking great because again, been there, done that. Like you're the new guy, you try to get all your gear on, you've been through basic, you know all that shit, but like, oh, gotta impress the uppers, gotta impress the higher ups, and then when Arthur came in there and started screaming at them, just like yelling and whatever, I was just like, God, this is so fucking realistic. Like,
smutzy.
Well, it was after that. Yeah. Well, no, it was before that, rather. Yeah, you're right. And he's just like, get your shit on. Like, you're not moving. What are you doing? And all this stuff. And so I'm like hearing this in German, which I can understand.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like seeing this happen, and I could not deal with it. I was just like, and then Baron was fucking losing his shit, like laughing. So there were some moments of levity, but like it also is like very relevant, and it's fucking funny.
Yeah, that was real.
But it's
Look at
also
that fixed
accurate. That's why it was so funny because, like, yeah, it's real. Like a bunch of these fucking kids with gear that's that stupid. Let's be honest. The gear is
German
stupid.
gear is horrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
If you're wearing it, it's great. If you just like touch a buckle a little bit and it explodes.
Right.
Dude, after this
you need
movie,
like a team of guys.
Yeah, during this movie, I was just like, "Fuck this stuff, dude. This sucks."
Oh
you know,
yeah, it's just
wait till we do a
horrible.
Pacific movie. Japanese gear is worse.
Really?
Well,
yeah. Just don't take it off.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, back to the pictures. Jake, Carlos Rowe.
Yep, with the fucking
Mr. Rowe.
chew coming down his chin.
Chowski. Yeah.
Yep. And then Joe, Seja, Kyle Yaskin.
Yep. Who did a fucking phenomenal job.
He did.
He spoke in his accent for most of the shoot, but we were in the cave one day leaving and like all the lights were off and there's a GI and he was like, "Where's my stuff?" And I saw this silhouette and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" Because he wasn't speaking his Polish accent. And then he says it like, "Oh," and then he spoke in his accent and I'm like, "Oh, Kyle?" Like that's how, crazy it was that he was speaking, in character and everything.
He would speak, he'd be in character the whole time.
He and Joe Bongiovanni, until the last day, until the rap party, they were in character.
Yep. Joe the entire time.
And it's not a diss to any of the other guys. It's like they just chose to go that route. And it was like, okay, I understood it. It was fine. It was good to go. And yeah, it's just.
And Joe got cornered in the Casey's.
Oh,
we
were getting gas at one of the last mornings. Like, Joe got fucking cornered.
Getting coffee.
By some old guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and
this
Joe was
old
just
reenactor cornered him down and was just like, "Are you a reenactor?" And it's like 6:30 on a Thursday. Yeah, a reenactor's gonna come through my gas station in the middle of Missouri at,
What he was like, "Let me see your gear. Let me see your gear. Let me see your gear." And Joe just kind of like opened his jacket up. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Me and Mike are like, "What the fuck?" Has he killed somebody?
See a reenactor? No, I'm an actual actor. I'm from Hollywood. Oh, well, I've been reenacting for
75,000 years.
Because like we saw him sitting there in the doorway with this fat guy. And we were like, what's
like a
going
bank
on?
heist.
Like,
come on, dude. We gotta go.
Yeah, Joe just went in to get coffee. He just went in to get coffee, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and coffee and be back." And he was sitting there talking, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, he got ambushed." And then so he gets back into the van, and like we're headed out to the set, and he's like, "Yeah, this old fucker just ambushed me." And he's like, "Who the fuck?" He's like venting about it, and it's like rightfully so, because I mean, Joe's not only a professional actor, he's a fucking combat vet.
Yeah.
Like, the guy, it's like, what are you doing, you fucking retard?
Yeah.
God damn.
It's like a kindergartner
M1 Garand.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, during the shooting, when we went to the shooting range, Joe fired the M1 Garand and it rapid fired on him.
It's slam fire because I hadn't cleaned that bitch. I actually have never cleaned that bitch. So it's like 7-8 years of just completely fouled up shit. The firing pin stuck. But yeah, he's sitting there, doing 100 yards, and he goes 5 rounds.
Yeah,
no, it's 5 rounds.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. Slam fire. The next 2 is, and I'm like, yeah, we're done firing this rifle. We're done.
There's a video of it somewhere where you can hear him say, we're done.
It's on Joe's page. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, on his Facebook. Right after once he does the last 2, then you hear Mike go, we're done with that one.
Yeah,
we're not doing that anymore. Jared in the cave. Eventually, like I couldn't even tell if this was makeup or not. Like they just got so filthy inside this cave.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And there's Fife.
Badass.
Yep.
Bad fucking ass.
David Morales.
Yeah, already on the pictures that I posted of him and Kyle, like nice medic yokes on the BR gunner. Like I've never seen that in movies. I'm like,
yeah,
good.
Yeah, you done good with that. I mean, that was an awesome idea.
Well, that was Brian's idea, actually.
Next movie we'll do a cut up haversack. Have it look really ragged. So that's the other thing we can do. Like this pack sucks so much, I can just use it to be a support for my BAR.
So I put some of these photos on the USGI reenactment group. Brian saw that, and
so Brian told me, just
because I wanted to see the reaction. And a lot of it was just like, man, these guys, they really want to find something to complain about.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, a lot of them are like,
yeah, they're fucking incel pieces of shit.
yeah,
That again, they make me look like they just walked out of Auschwitz. Like they're so fat, they're so fucking. It's like the Sweat Lord Brigade, and they're on there, and they're like, hey, this button, this is dark enough. Fucking retards.
Well, there was one guy who Brian actually he had kind of known of this guy because I mentioned it to him, like, you know this
Void
guy
or something. Yeah.
And
they're supposed to make the hit better.
Yeah, but he was like, he said something about the M37 shirts. He's like, aren't those the ones that were issued in the Pacific? And I'm like,
oh my god,
like, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think, no. Okay,
those
they
aren't
look
pre-war
like
khakis. Okay.
right? Yeah. So stupid. But there's Lane, little
People
Lane.
have to say things, you know. Yeah, Lane looks great. Look at that carbine.
He was
running back and forth with his goddamn M1, and that's before his arm wound.
Oh yeah, he got his a little shrapnel in the arm.
Fragments.
Sorry.
I have
the third ID patch is such a great contrast.
What's that?
Third ID patch is such a great contrast.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm so glad.
A lot of colorful patches in the MTO, like 45th, third.
I'm so glad we found out too that they wouldn't have the decals at this point.
Dude,
yes.
Wait until somebody calls that out. Be like, the third ID had fucking decals from Africa on for it. They'll stroke out, but like,
no,
if they actually get their comment out, no, they actually didn't, because we did a fucking mountain of research, and no, they didn't. Before Anzio, like Brian said, no, it was they had their unit patch, their SSI. That's it.
Anzio's helmet markings, and then or Saint Tropez Dragoon was helmet markings and crazy codes and spades and shit.
Yeah. I've seen third ID guys where they have like spades on the back of the helmet.
Yeah. Rangers did that at Anzio first. They have this crazy pattern, like triangle or square for the 3 different battalions. And then
so
third ID saw that,
though,
they're like, let's do that again. And they had crazy
so with
shit.
this though, in the film we have
like Laddie would have had that on his helmet.
We have the 36 guys have the decals on, which they did from North Africa. Some units did
different
that.
Unit.
The 36 was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them have.
It's funny. Some units did it on the front. Some units did it on the sides. Like
sure.
Some vets you talk to, it's like, oh, like my decal, and they'll point to where it was.
But like we actually did research and like figured out that the 36th did actually have decals from Africa onward when they could. The third ID did not.
34th,
until
36th. Yeah.
Yep. 34th, right in front.
Raging
and
Bull.
yeah, so we actually did the research, and it's I think I'm confident in what we researched and what we've actually put on film being historically accurate. So
even down to the stupid shit like lock bar sights, slotted Garans, fixed bale helmets, flat top canteens, high wood carbine stocks you don't even see probably.
Right. Well,
that's great.
Yeah.
There's only one screw up I've seen in the photos.
What was it?
It was Imported Meat's fault. So I think for one of the scenes, Maxwell is wearing a bandolier, and somebody put the M blocks in down.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But that's such the smallest, minute, nerdy thing to comment on in a film,
Right.
It's like it's such a non-issue, but that's the only thing my eyes caught where it's like, oh,
okay.
Everything else has been amazing.
Right. All right.
And if I didn't say it, you probably never would have seen it.
No, I wouldn't have.
Well, I would have, because
I know you would.
Maybe 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Artur
in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Yoni in the cave, looking really disheveled.
Not good.
Not good. Yeah.
Great kid. Hard to see him.
Right. That's the cover of the movie right there.
Well, the cover of the movie was you
Bernadette sees everybody
off.
Yeah. No, that's there's me. This was one of Mike's moments, because during this we were shooting in the cave and there's supposed to be artillery going off, and to really get the actors to react to it, Mike had blanks in his M1 outside the cave that he would shoot, and it was loud as hell, and it would make everyone jerk and everything. So as you can see, Holden down here is plugging his ears.
Holden is
because because he knew
that's great.
He knew we were going to do it. So every time we did that, he would plug his ears. So I'm sitting here with a handful of rocks, and I'm signaling Brian, who's at the cave entrance. Who's then going to signal Mike. Yeah. Yep. So Cooper right here is shooting the scene that's happening in front of us. Right when I signal, Mike shoots the rifle, and then a few seconds later, I throw these rocks onto all the soldiers in there. So it looked really
magic of movies.
Right. Yeah. So like they get down, and then you see.
That's a great fucking photo. Like, because there's so much going on around it.
Yep.
It just looks like you pointing somewhere, but your hand's full. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Myra took this one. What happened was my arm would be up vertically right here. And then right when it was time for you to shoot, Mike, I would extend it like this to Brian, and then he would signal you.
Yeah. So you're saying that, and then Brian gave me the.
Yep. And then
I would fire. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good system.
It actually worked well, I think.
I'm glad I brought those blanks.
Cooper
and I still have a couple of them here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Keep them. I'll get some more.
There's like 5 that I recovered, but
I have at least like 3 or 4 boxes I found when I came home.
Yeah, those are good blanks. I like those.
I can get some for free. So
that was a great idea, and we started doing that a lot in the movie.
It was Joe.
Joe and I thought it up. Like it was Joe and me. Like
so the movie writes itself,
right? And like because after we were doing the whole thing, and like everybody had to get down in one scene. I was like, I went up to Joe and I was like, it's not gonna fucking work. He's like, nah, it's not. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it'd be a shame if somebody had like a blank or something to fire. And he goes, we got blanks. I'm like, yeah, I got blanks. He goes, that'll get him down. And I'm like, you're fucking right. And then, bam, I would have asked you. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Yes, go ask everyone else. I'm like, okay, ask everyone else. And then, bam, and then that fucking take, man. The first take where I actually fired that thing because most of the actors didn't know how loud it was going to be. Some did, some didn't. It was bam. Everybody was fucking down. It was like, all right, we're on to something here. A cheap 75-cent fix. We're good.
Yeah, TLDR. If you want to get 30 people down at the same time, use a blank. A 30-6 blank. Really good.
Yep.
12 gauge is probably work as well. But
yeah,
it was great. I loved it, and it was freaking awesome. I love Cooper here in his plastic suit. That he bought.
So it was raining inside the cave. Yeah, all the California people had to buy clothing because of the weather changes.
Well, in this photo, go ahead, Mike.
I was just I wish I would have known that. I would have brought them clothing.
Yeah, this
unforeseen consequences.
He's not here right now, but Devin K gave me this jacket.
Yeah, that's an awesome jacket, by the way. I'm jealous.
M65s, yo.
Yeah, so
it's an original, and that should be your director jacket from now on.
I think so, and I have it right back there. So it's
that is a fucking awesome. Yeah, good shit. Those are the best.
Paint Idaho on the back of it, like SPR.
Boise, Idaho.
Boise.
Yeah,
parking over the back.
I'm a Mormon.
Yeah, but as you can see in this cave right here, like you can see the water coming down. Like it was always like this.
The water's dripping. Yeah,
yeah, it was always like that.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if they used it,
water,
but Leo or Joe at one point was going to improvise a line like, "Oh, I'm going to say like, is it ever going to stop raining in here?" Like it was affecting the actors and stuff.
Yeah,
and everything was getting destroyed. Any paper
everything there was soaking wet too. Like when we had to recover our props, it was like, well, this is all fucked. It's all completely saturated.
The only thing
like just leave it in here.
Well, was the map, but that was pretty well cared for.
Well, but like everything else was completely fucking saturated.
Yeah,
like it all looks great on film.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah,
you got to sacrifice shit,
Yep.
Good stuff. And that's inside the cave. That's Yoni right there and Jared.
Oh yeah.
On these, this was starting to get busted up, as you can see down here.
Every day we had to find more logs to fix it.
Yep. This was during another one of the blank firing scenes. You can see because Holden's covering his ears down here.
Holding that script.
Holding his ears.
Yeah, holding his
It's
ears.
a funny comparison of American and German gear, canteens and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. It's similar yet way different.
Mm-hmm.
So I am curious though, like, and Brian, I think you said it's not inaccurate. Like some of the canteen covers were like green that we had. I noticed. I've never seen that before.
Variations in manufacturing.
There were so many fucking variations of wool colored canteen covers.
Yep. Like bread bag colors. I mean, it's just whatever showed up that day was turned into whatever they made there. I mean, you know, especially this point in the war, it gets worse as you go on. So
you can see the silver cap on his canteen, which is cool.
The 1918,
17.
I'm tired.
Yes, Rain. I know you're tired, but yeah, the cap. So when there was that one scene where one of the actors was outside cleaning blood off, and he got a very close up of like the canteen.
Mm-hmm.
For nerds, that'll be a good thing.
They have a flat top or
flat top.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, flat top with a nice chain on it.
For people that don't know, it's a very early war canteen, pre-1943 that you see like a lot before D-Day, but they had a reinforced model later in the war because they basically sucked. Long story short. So
correct. Yep. And so we actually got that. Those little details are going to be on camera.
It's like somebody had a really interesting comment on one of Mike's pages with the GIs where they're like, "Oh my God, it's so cool to see those leggings." And I thought about it, and it's like, you know, most films, like you see either double buckle boots or paratrooper boots, SPR and stuff. You see leggings and things, but like, there's not a lot of films that like you see like a
basic
GI
infantry.
In the last few years.
Right.
So it was kind of an interesting comment. Like, you know, you don't really realize it.
It's not
you live and breathe it. It's like, oh, they're pieces of shit you see all the time. But
there are not a lot of World War II movies that take place in the early parts of the war. You know,
exactly, or don't follow specialized units that wouldn't have them. Because like Hacksaw Ridge, double buckles, you know, paratrooper boots in Band of Brothers.
Yep.
I mean, SPR is the only mainstream film I could think that you see leggings.
Right.
In.
I agree because
Pacific they take them off because that's what they did.
Right.
So.
And the Gators is like, and in the MTO especially, like, they were worn. They were enforced. You know, it's like, you're going to wear these fucking things. And
combat boots or Gators or even cut down Gators. And we were going to do that, but we even talked about not doing that because that's super nerdy and people wouldn't know what that is. So
right, but like this is just a standard. Like here's the thing: is like when all this took place, the 3rd ID was just a standard fucking infantry unit.
Yep.
Right. It's a standard. Nothing special about it. You know, at that point, what they did in the First World War was not what these guys were doing. Okay, so it was a standard light infantry unit, and that's what most light infantry units looked like: leggings, type 2 service shoes, fucking wools, 28 packs, 23 cartridge belts, and bandoliers. Like that's it. Very basic.
Real GIs.
Right, exactly. And that's why, like, I think we did a good job on like the standard. That's what they looked like in 43.
It's a lot of stupid shit that we did a good job with. Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah. No, you bet. Ian Holden.
Holding on.
Yep.
Holding on.
Best friend. As you can see again, the water is falling because his hat's covered in these drops.
Yeah, little droplets. Yeah. Oh, trust me. Yeah, I got fucking doused in those things.
Yeah.
And you realize
had a good time in Aruba.
You realize the top of that cave was clay, right?
Yeah, because I could pick at it. Yeah.
Right. I was like, I ran my fingers around it and I got a bunch of clay and I was like, oh, that's soft. Oh, gee.
Yeah, you could probably
that's good.
Scratch through that with your fingernails. Yeah.
Right. It's been here for tens of thousands.
It was like
of years.
limestone, like about 200 feet after where we were. We got really solid. So
yeah, just in that opening.
It could have quickly turned into a Chilean mine disaster, but luckily it didn't.
That's Brian, not
he did
Brian with a Y,
not
not Brian with an I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Brian with a Y.
Yeah,
there's
Holden.
Holding my nuts.
And there's those two again.
Jared, yep.
Good shot of the chevrons in the patch there. This thing in the cave right here, this like reminded me of the elephant's foot at Chernobyl. This big fucking thing right here.
Oh, now I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, this thing's like the elephant's foot. It's creepy.
Because you brought it up. It was incredibly surreal to be filming an anti-war film while there was a first world nation attacking another first world nation.
Yep.
On
we
CNN.
talked a little bit about that.
Yeah, it really a lot of the actors had influenced them in the performances and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
well, do you remember, I don't know if you're in the German the week right before we all started. Bart was posting videos of like dead people in the German chat and such.
Wow.
Like like footage that they don't show in the United States and such. So,
yeah,
because he's got family in Ukraine. So yeah.
Kevin said that Arthur, during one of the most intense scenes where he was getting into it, one of those photos flashed through his head, and that really put him in the mode. Yeah, when you read the letter, and powerful shit.
Rough.
But you never know where inspiration comes from, and when you're dealing with dark matters, you have to deal with dark subjects. So
well, there's one part where Kevin was preparing for a scene, and we hadn't even started rolling it, and he was already crying. He was like, crying in the middle of it. He's like, okay, now I'm ready.
Just getting into that cave,
Yeah.
We all needed times to cry.
Oh yeah. Here's some moments where we got to unwind, where the
gluten-free cornbread.
Yep. So there's Mike right there with his little watch cap on.
Yeah, right.
You can diss that all you want. That fucking thing is amazing.
No, I think it's
this
great.
is one of those cold days because we're all fucking bundled up.
Yep. I think that's me right behind you, and then there's Dylan, and then Brian right there.
Brian,
Yep. We're never far away from each other. It's the one day we had soup in the van.
There's Marky Sparky back there.
Yeah, right.
You've adopted the name. I like that.
Yeah, that's what he is now.
Sweatshirt runs faster than him. John D.
And then let's see. I don't know who that might be. I don't know who that is.
That's Yoni Omri.
Well, that's Yoni and Omri. Yeah, Omri's his father, but I don't know who that is wrapped in the blanket.
That's right, Calvin. Looking
probably,
for some nice ladies.
Yeah. And then there's Kevin.
I wonder if Calvin's Tinder account is up and running.
I hope so. Looking
That'd
for
be
men.
Great.
There's Holden Cooper in the background.
Yep.
Chilling in the tractor.
Yep. I don't know who this is.
Remember at one point Maxwell tried to start that tractor and we yelled at him.
Really?
Yeah.
We were joking like, "Oh, drive away." He's like, "Okay." He started
to stop.
Yeah.
Did he actually like hit the engine? Like, did it start?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It didn't start, but like he would like.
Well, it's a diesel, so he doesn't know what glow plugs are. But yeah, you tried.
Fucking moron. But
well, there's the one take too, like where he had to put a covering on some bodies, and you just were about to say action, and he threw it on there. We're all like, "What the fuck, dude?" It was the only time like he was insubordinate for the whole time.
What did he do?
He was like, "Oh, I thought it'd be funny."
What
he threw a wool blanket onto Burned and Yoni, like right before you said action.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And he was like, "Oh," and we were like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Oh, I thought it'd be funny." And like there was like just deadpan nothing. He's like, "Oh, okay, I'm ready."
I was like, "This is not the time to joke around."
Like, dude, yeah, we're serious. Like,
Yeah.
Arthur had just cried and walked out. We're like,
serious business.
That was the only time Maxwell was just like, bro.
No, it's great. Maxwell was great. I love him.
Oh yeah,
he's great. This.
Yeah,
that picture. Yeah, that's basically my face most of the fucking.
Is that when you forgot the Hitler Youth knife or something?
Yes.
So we were getting ready to film, and they forgot the Hitler Youth knife, and
they meaning Brian and me and Sam.
So I just sat there. I was like,
Sam.
Myra, I looked over, and Myra had her phone, and she took that photo of me. Like, yeah, that's a legitimate reaction right there.
That was my face 90% of the production of like, do we have this? Oh no. Fuck.
Planning, panicking, and pivoting.
Right. It like, I'm gonna go run over here and grab this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And while Byrne is getting made up by Lindsay over here.
Yep.
And, in York's van.
Do you have the pictures, or did somebody else see that of Yoni getting some boobs in his face?
Myra has those.
Yes.
I don't know if I.
It's great.
Let me see if they're in here. I don't know if they're somewhere. I'll have to look for them.
I'll never forget this production," said the 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're in the cave.
Oh, that's Holly.
Yeah, that's so cool. This is during a scene right here. This is when he finds the photo. Yeah, they're looking at the photos here. The nudie pics.
And I'm not going to ruin the line that he improvised because it's beautiful. I love it.
Yep. And there's Lane in there. That's our blaring light source that we couldn't film at all. But the
entire sacrificial blanket.
Yep, the blanket right there was absorbing the noise of the water.
The noise. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. See that?
Yep.
You don't realize how loud things are until you have a fucking boom on set.
Yeah. Jake looking over his script. That's us in there. Guys getting ready. Kevin outside enjoying a smoke.
One of them probably 200 for that day.
Yeah. Burned enjoying a smoke with Yoni in the background. His little
Yoni
hat
being
on.
a kid. Yeah.
Yep. There's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
With all of us in
Gavin
there.
and the college kids.
Yep.
Jezebel or whoever was the assistant.
Jezebel. Jesus Christ, Brian.
I forgot her name too.
Alyssa. I don't know.
I think it was Eliza.
Yeah,
it was Eliza.
Yeah.
It was definitely
every time though. It was like makeup girl, blood girl, person with the thing. Like
I'd never met her before.
It's like
no, I know. We were all on the same
now.
page because it was so long days and shit.
Blood
this guy,
now and then bam. Yeah,
he's a cool dude.
He was for some reason. Yeah, is that what his name is?
Oh my god! So you weren't there for this. I don't know if Brian might have been there.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about like the rap party and like it was a booze, whatever. I'm not 21, and he's like winking at me, and I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter. Like you're not 21, and he kept winking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I get it. Like what are you winking at me for? He's like, I have Tourette's, and I'm like, really?
Oh, okay, that's makes.
And he's like,
I saw him doing that. I saw him like,
right. No, but like it was so bad. Like he was looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like what? I get it. Like he's like, I have Tourette's. I'm like, really? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, oh, okay. That explains a lot.
Okay,
yeah, he had a little tick at times.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that, and I was like, what's wrong?
Mostly later in the day after you've been up for a while.
Right. Yeah. And so that's the thing is like I felt really bad, but I didn't because I was like, well, I was just asking him. But like, no, he's like, I have Tourette's. I'm like, okay, cool. You got Tourette's.
Now you know. Mm-hmm.
But like but it was like that moment. It was just funny because he kept winking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I got it.
It was like that old MTV show, True Life. It's like my life with Tourette's. It's like, oh, when people realize, you know.
No, but it was all good. No, Gavin, he actually fucking again, everybody on the crew, like, yeah, there's a lot of pictures of them sitting around like relaxing.
There's Calvin.
Oh, there's Calvin, of course. But
hey guys.
Dude, a lot of the crew like was when they were relaxing, they was just like, just give me some time, just give me 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen usually because there's like blood, this, that, bam, go.
There's
and
no time for that.
Right.
This was when Sam became a paratrooper for the second week of shooting after being a Marine for the first week.
Yeah, the M42. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you? He's like, more pockets. I'm like, well, fair.
17th Airborne.
Yeah, 17th, which is fun.
Do you even varsity, bro?
Yeah, do you even varsity? Sam, look at those fucking eyes. Those eyes.
The killer.
Those eyes. Yeah, the killer eyes. Like the fucking, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to fucking murder anything.
He's going to the butcher.
17th Airborne, bro. Do you even varsity? Like you said.
Yeah.
Do you even varsity? Oh, there's Lane.
Yep.
Actually got a helmet on. Actually had an M1 carbine on his back.
Yep.
In the shit. And then there's Sam.
Yeah,
I would Saginaw carbine. And there's Jezebel.
It's Jesus Christ.
I know what it is.
It's the cool thing is she's so cool. Like she wouldn't give a.
She's
fuck
awesome.
if you call her Jezebel.
Her hands and her boots got stained in blood.
Oh my god, she was completely red. Like her fucking hands, her feet were completely fucking red. From
she was a bit out of her element because she'd never done anything like this before, but she really fell into her stride by the end of the shoot.
Oh
she
yeah,
did a great job.
Yeah. It was like
it's cool how people fulfilled their roles. You know,
she was there and then made it look good and everything. Mm-hmm. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And so also the world's worst fire pit.
We burned the bottom out the first day. And Omri and I were like trying to like start a fucking fire, and it was like, oh, this isn't gonna work.
There's like people
We're
wandering
fucked.
around the woods looking for kindling.
Right. It was all wet.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. Oh, here's Chowline again. This time we got Bon Giovanni in
The
the
actors.
blanket. Yeah.
Look at Lane.
Yeah. My God, look how dirty they are just after from being in that cave.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Chair looks like he's about to freeze to death and pass out from tiredness at the same time.
Yeah.
And
he
then
was
there's
shivering.
Fife. There's Fife smiling, big grin on his
His
face.
bloody ear.
Blood in his ears. He went out to the dinner with blood in his ears.
Yeah, he went to the cafe with blood coming out of his ears.
Yep.
Fucking savage. It's amazing.
I know. I love
Yeah,
it.
A Polish
it's
blanket.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Brian
Polish
is back
blankets.
there.
Oh, it's little candid shot of me.
Oh, that's.
Oh, we see
yeah,
the
that's-
three stripe.
Yep.
Koopa.
At
At least half a Koopa.
His belt's undone. That's interesting.
This is, hey man, you know, when Fife's got to take a shit, or when Rose got to take a shit, he's got to take a shit.
A massive shit.
10-2 over.
Yep. Yeah, you know the terminology. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Holly. Yeah, 10-2.
That's Fife wearing Fife wearing Joe's helmet. Yeah.
Well, they're bros. They can do that. But yeah, the Holly is fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Hot
Yeah,
AF.
thanks Sam for that.
Mr. Sam.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Yep.
Bro, you're supposed to be serious, bud.
Yeah, I don't think we ever. Oh, this was the event. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I love that picture.
Who's
you
that in the
zoomed
background?
Yeah. I zoomed in on this back here.
Get all the actors.
Yeah, and like
I am
so
a local Missourian. Who
Everyone's
happens
like,
to be in the area.
like all the actors are like, yeah, this is cool that we're doing this. This is fun.
The whole
and,
drive there, Mike was just complaining.
Yeah, they're
Bitching.
proud
Yeah.
and like
Complaining.
and then like you guys in the back look like you want to fucking kill yourselves.
Well, I
Well,
also
Leo had just walked out laughing so
I also
hard.
I'm about 550 pounds more than what I actually am, but like it was worth it because I was sitting there going, "This is fucked." And then, no, it was at this moment that door swinging open. A certain actor came out, looked at me, and went, "Bunch of fucking pogues, man! Bunch of fucking pogues."
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
There's
and,
Dylan behind us. Oh, funny.
And I just
that's
looked-
Calvin.
yeah, because Dylan rode with us.
Yeah.
He didn't have a choice.
Dylan
Well,
and
this is-
Calvin. Yeah.
This is such a weird photo. Like I know this guy was a World War II veteran. Is this
Right.
like his son? Who is this guy?
Like, who knows?
Yeah, who's that?
Like
That was
not an
Gramps.
hour before this, we were watching. Everybody was crying because we were watching children deal with like getting shot, and then
Yeah.
we come here and it's
supposed
just
to
like,
be
oh,
happy. Yeah.
Look at
and there was like
look at the post-war Jeep with a star
Yeah.
on it. You know,
there's a
Help me
child
help
sitting,
veterans.
there's
Oh
a
my
child
God.
sitting in the seat for some reason.
Sergeant Grandpa, who definitely wants to be there.
Yeah. And then it was interesting. And this was the day
Oh.
we were filming stuff like this.
Juxtapose,
You know?
yeah, right. You know,
It's like real
Right.
deep stuff. I love this one right here. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like, man.
15 seconds
Mhm.
took Mike to cry.
Yes, yeah, that was this scene. Did not expect him to take that approach at it, and I was like, "Uh-oh."
It was like look at him acting, look at Mike, look at him acting, tears. It was like holy shit. And that
And
happened
again,
to
I
me
was sitting
multiple
there-
times on set. But,
I was sitting there trying not to make any noise because I'm like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I'm just sitting there like,
What's crazy is that this actor just told me that he just started acting like 2018, 2019, and that before he went to LA, he like enrolled in this really prestigious acting school. And that while he was at the set, he got an email back saying he was accepted into the April class of next month.
Oh,
and
nice.
he was doing this incredible like acting and shit like this, you know, on set.
Right.
And it's like, bro, I don't think you need that school, but that's only going to add to your craft. You
yeah,
know?
that's exactly the
like-
moment too. Like, I'm glad somebody caught this. That's exactly the moment I looked at him and I was like, "Oh God, oh fuck."
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
the moment I was like, "Ah."
I didn't expect him to be as good as he was. Not saying I didn't trust him, but like all the actors, they blew me away with how good. they
The
were.
same here is like
Yeah.
it's all of them in their own way. It was like,
Mhm.
holy shit.
Mhm.
You
that
just never
was
know.
like what I said at the rap party was like, I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to single you out. It's just the most recent thing, you know, that like, I was just like, Jesus Christ, I couldn't deal with it. Like it was, because it was just a lot different than what I expected. Again, when you have it written, and you read it X amount of fucking times, and then when it's actually being performed, you're like, oh fuck.
Jared,
you know, so
the guy who plays Sarge, put it really well in a news article where he said, letting each other be raw and fragile with each other is just the most powerful and beautiful thing you can see.
Yeah.
Like showing that fragility and the brokenness and just everybody accepting it. Because again, like we've been saying, there's like 12 people behind the camera, watching this. And for him to be able to do that in front of everybody and, people farting or looking strange or whatever, it just shows his craft.
Yeah.
So.
It was rough. Craft again.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell Yoni, like his whole side was fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Is great. There's Artur eating again.
Yep.
There's me and
wearing
the
their
boys.
Missouri suits.
Yeah. The guys on the hill. Looks like Craig right here is fixing his leggings.
That was a common occurrence for the whole
God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jared's
Craig's
drinking
a great guy.
soda. Yeah.
Yep. Some great photos of Jared with like modern things, like with his Ray-Bans and his cell phone.
I know.
Yep.
Mr.
Yeah.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. He evolved first day versus last day. It was cool to see.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
everybody got into it. Where's my canteen?
Where the fuck's your canteen, Private? Where the fuck's your canteen?
I like how we both went to that.
It's great. That's a really cool shot.
Yeah, I love that. Kevin loves it too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
awesome. That's by the hole. There's Fife with the BAR.
Yep. His AG sitting next to him.
Yeah, I made
Oh,
Before
sure
the
that they
mortal
were,
round.
made sure they were together.
Yep.
Really cool. Craig.
Enos.
Yep, Enos. Enos the penis.
They all as uncomfortable as it made me feel, like they all had their fingers in the trigger well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was like
That's a
it
prop.
looked so
luckily.
great.
Yeah, you
What?
can't tell from a distance. That's a prop rifle. You can't tell from a
Well,
distance.
yeah, I'm aware. I have it out in the garage right now, but like, yes, but like, it's still like he's got the trigger or lack of discipline, we'll call it.
Yeah.
It just fucking all these guys did really well with that. It was
Maxwell.
super uncomfortable for me to fucking sit there
Yep.
and like watch that, and I'm like, but
And
oh yeah, the Chosky.
there's a great
Oh,
one
yeah.
where he's like, my other's Joe.
Yeah, Leo. Yep.
Leo, yep. Sarge again.
Fucking Sarge.
It's Joe scratching his nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Right
They're
there.
biting.
Yep, they're biting. Yeah, he improvised that line.
I know. I love that. I was just like laughing.
It was great. That's a really cool one.
Yep.
Yeah. That's smoke grenade.
Yeah, smoke
Yep.
grenade in his pocket. That's really cool. And
Love the flashlight.
inside his coat.
I have a good photo of a third ID guy eating like fucking dinner, and you just see the flashlight sticking out like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Super
Yeah,
MTO.
we did a lot of intensive shit right before we went down there.
Nice.
Me and Sam
like-
and Mike had the stupidest nerd conversations ever.
Oh
Like,
god,
I love
it was rough.
It was like,
I love it.
dude, there's only 100 episodes of Star Trek. It was only 97 in the original series, or all that stupid shit. It was like really funny.
It's
That's
fucking Leo
You can't
again.
use OD3 chin straps, but you're not going to see it. But no, blah, blah, blah. It was great though. It made the movie better.
Mm-hmm. It's got the correct gas plug
Yep,
on there.
exactly. Yep.
Show me another film that has fixed bails, slotted plugs, and lock bar sights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not one swivel whale was used, and not
Nope.
one animal was harmed in the filming of this movie.
No one was harmed. Not we were using live ammunition. Not one person got hurt.
Right.
Just the German cooler.
Well, yeah,
It's a story for another day.
Whoops.
yeah. Whoops a daisy.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's so cool. We got that BAR. That thing was so
Yep.
awesome.
That thing made it fucking yeah.
Oh man, it adds so much to it. Yeah, that's a really cool one. Joe scratching his nuts again.
Yeah.
Myra eating, I
They're
guess.
making the milk.
Oh yeah, that.
Hot
Yeah, and
chocolate.
then she dumped it out and it caught a bunch of smoke. Yeah,
Because she's fucking yeah.
she's what?
City goer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Catherine, our cook.
Our house
She-
mom.
amazing fucking food. Like
Mhm.
we had such clean food. That's why people that went out and ate at that certain.
Me and
restaurant.
Mikey are gluten free, and she did an awesome job giving us food that we could eat.
Yes, good food, and
food that didn't taste like sand.
And we didn't get the shits ever.
Yeah, that's rare for movie sets.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Get shit food.
Well, the only day we got shits is when we went to the B29 cafe.
But we didn't eat
bad bathrooms. Well, I mean, half the crew fucking bombed Nagasaki.
Tim with the fucking plungers on his head. Yeah,
yeah.
He was unplugging the fucking devastation that happened.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't even know what was happening until he got back, and he's like, "I got it."
Yeah, it was described to me as a Mount Suribachi of shit, and
not good. Not good. Yeah.
Layers of toilet paper, and anyway,
I remember. I was like standing right next to this picture. It was a great picture.
This one right here.
Yeah, I was like standing next to you before I went on about another shit story and made you guys laugh.
I think we were talking about Trailer Park Boys at this moment.
Yeah, you and Cooper
just got Cooper to laugh.
Yeah, you.
Holy
and Cooper.
shit, Mr. Leahy!
And Holden's like, "What? What is this? What are we doing? What's going on?" We were just talking about Trailer Park Boys. Oh, okay.
This was Thursday, I think. We were talking about, or Wednesday.
Yeah, one of those days. Yeah.
We were talking about doing all the B shots at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah. Yep.
What's a story?
What a story, Mark.
What a story, Mark.
There's me. Myra got that.
Oh, that's a good shot. That's actually a really good shot.
Yeah, she made me pose for that. That's good.
Well,
it's a pose shot.
She's right some of the time.
I know. Yeah. I know.
Broken clock's right twice a day.
This is when the high school kids showed up.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I was in a bad mood when they showed up.
I was in the cave.
Yeah, you guys were down there, and like I was up here, and I went to Michael. I'm like,
"Oh, Maxwell yelling."
No, I went to Michael. I'm like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with these people? Like, we're doing live fire. Like, what the fuck?" And he's just like, "Just go with it. Like, we'll deal with it. I don't want them here either. Keep them as far back as possible." I'm like, "Okay, good."
Yeah. Is that the redhead that like did the clacker?
For the slate for once? Yeah, she did the slate for one thing. But so Myra was holding court over here, and in between takes and such, she was like having like, hey,
she's the teacher.
Maxwell, come up and talk to the kids and such. And so
as I'm trying to find the fucking keys to the
it's
van,
like the petting zoo, they want to talk to the actors.
What is he doing?
Like, I was like, hey, I lost my keys to the van. They're in here probably somewhere.
The blood off of himself. He's talking
the blood off of his uniform.
Max was doing a great job at keeping them fucking entertained while we were shit panicking.
To keep the continuity going, he had to take about 14 gallons of fake blood off of him.
Yeah,
so, right.
And he's currently doing that, talking to a bunch of minors.
I saw
Any
that
other
brush.
Circumstance, you should probably call the police.
I saw that brush in the garage.
But... Oh, you do? Oh, perfect.
I do. Yeah.
Send it to him as a gift.
The funny thing was that Myra was like, well, because we were down by the cave for the first part of the day, and then the kids, I guess, got here. This is at the top of the hill, and I was the first one to go up there, and it's because we were shooting up there. And Myra puts me in the car with Catherine, and Myra says, "Make sure you introduce Mike to the kids, to the high school kids when you get up there." And I shut the door, and I turned to Catherine. I said, "Don't do that. Just take me where I need to go, okay?" She's like, "I understand." And I'm like, "Thank you, because I don't need to deal with that shit right now. Right. I got other things to worry about."
Yeah, I drove past him too, and I was like, and then I
love about Catherine. She's so down to earth.
Yeah, exactly. And then I came up to Michael. I was like, "What the fuck is going on with these fucking high school kids? There's a bus out there. Like, what are we doing?" And he's like, "Just keep them as far back as possible." Like, blah blah blah. I'm like, "Okay, Roger."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "What are we gonna do with live fire? Like, are we gonna be able?" You just like, "Dude, it's fine. Just keep them back.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to Myra." And I was like, "Okay, all right." Okay.
It was her idea, but they were gone before we did the live fire.
Yeah, they were fine. They shut the fuck up during the scenes, and it was fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
it worked out in the end.
You and I both have the same attitude. We're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, exactly.
We walked into the cafe. What the fuck are we doing here?
Right. Yeah, but no, it was. Yeah, it was great though with this because Myra was like, "Make sure like Michael gets introduced." I'm like, "I'm not talking to these fucking kids, Myra. Okay, I'm doing my movie. Like, no, it's not going to happen. Sorry." You can
point to the other Mike, like, "There's Mike Akerman, the director. Go talk to him."
Yeah. Nope.
We were going to do that at the cafe too.
If one of those,
at the cafe, one of the best moments I remember is you, me, Brian, and Holden were sitting there at that little booth,
Yep.
The dirty table.
When I walked in, you were literally quoting me, or you were like, "What are we doing here?" And I'm like, "That's exactly a great question. Like I've been asking that." And you're like, "Oh my god, thank God." And so we sat down and we're talking, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hi, Mike. This is so and so from the local paper." And I was just like, "Okay." And I stood up,
Christian
and
County reporter.
got the fuck away from Dodge as soon as possible. I patted you on the back, and I was like, "Good luck, buddy."
Yep.
And then walked away, and you just looked at me like, "You're leaving." And then you just like got into it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. But it was like immediate. I was like, I got up and I was away from that. And you were stuck.
She was cool at the end of the day.
Yeah, correct. But like it was satisfying leaving Michael in the dust. It really was.
You told
just
me
leaving him up there.
You were never a Marine, that's for sure.
You said that to me. You said to me, I don't want to be around you right now. That's what you said to me.
Right. In the best possible way. In the best possible way.
Right.
But and you knew exactly why, but you were like, there's nothing you could say.
Nope.
You know, there's like you knew exactly. Yeah, that was fun. And then you came and vented at our table, like when me and Kevin and Max and Brian were sitting there. You came and like knelt down. You were like venting. You're like, "This fucking about the
photos.
What do we call it? The decorations, whatever the fuck. There's a word I wanted to use that was very more eloquent.
Oh, the detritus.
Detritus.
No, detritus is shit that's laying around. This was actually
what's the difference?
Formulated. Well, it was okay, but anyway, you get in there, you're like,
it's like a new kid at a surplus store, and
I'm like, isn't this beautiful? Like
restaurant.
The guy that should be getting the most attention is sitting here venting to us because we're all on the same page. And then I was like, I'm gonna put another nail in your coffin, Michael. So we have to go back to the house to have food because we can't eat anything here. Sorry, buddy. We'll see you later.
Exactly. You left me there with Kevin, and Kevin and I went over and sat with Sam and Holden, and Sam was in a full-blown suit.
It looked good. It looked good.
It did, yeah.
It was fantastic.
He was trying to sell me some life insurance, but
someone thought he was the producer because he was wearing a suit.
How middle America of them.
Yeah, you're like, no, the producer just one of the producers just fled.
Yeah.
with one of the main actors, and that's the issue.
That was when somebody recognized you too.
Oh, were you with me for that? Like,
I believe so. I was right around.
I was like storming into the fucking restaurant.
Yes,
and like I was on a mission from God, and it was like I was storming in there, and then some like kids, like very like high school kids, walk over the, "Hey, Mike B, I like your YouTube channel." I'm like, "Thanks a lot, guys," and I just kept walking. But they were walking too. They were walking like the same pace that I was towards their truck.
So many things are going on. But...
And I'm like, oh, cool, that's fine. I'm like, let's just add to this. Let's just make it even better. Yeah.
And then you went and signed my tits after that. So it was great.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I don't know.
Way too small.
I got the photos to prove it.
It gets a little bit complicated.
Not as big as your double D's, but
they're just D's.
Oh, sorry.
Stop ingratiating yourself.
Well, now they're D's because you lost 10 pounds, but
right. Well, fair.
Way she goes.
Fucking way she goes.
Speaking of high school kids.
Well, the funny thing was, I came down and I remember, I vented to you, and then Kevin came over and sat with us, and then one of these fucking FUDs came up and was talking to us, and he was like, I heard about this and such and that. And then he walks away, and then Kevin was eating a salad, pushes it away, and he goes, "And now I'm done because he just spit in my fucking food."
Oh my God.
While he was talking, some spit came out and landed on Kevin's food. Yeah.
Oh God.
Disgusting. People that yell.
Mm-hmm.
Fun times.
It's so funny. Like it was like, where were you in Missouri? Because Missouri's a big state. We were down south, between Springfield and Branson. It's already done.
The one guy who wanted to join our reenactment group.
The hardcore reenactment group.
Yeah.
Wait, who? I don't know about this. What happened?
Yeah, you do. Remember, he messaged my page.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, I have a page called Stupid Time where I just like put a cool content up and talk about rally and shit. And somebody messaged me and they were like, "Oh, you guys have some great impressions. I'm a reenactor. I want to join your reenactment group. And I was just like, thanks. We were reenactors, but now we're better than that.
Better than you fucking
like, sorry, but thanks for calling us out and the cool shit. So, yeah, the Reveille reenactment group.
I'll just move on here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, those are the lenses. Those are the really old lenses.
Yeah.
Yep. Changing them out. Myra and her gaggle of of college girls.
Jezebel.
Lindsay's not a college girl. Like
she's not. She's not. Well, she is going to school.
She's a child.
Yeah.
No.
She is going. She's not one of the college girls that were wrangled for this.
I have a child.
Looks like a Renaissance painting.
I was pouring coffee for all the fucking.
Yeah, look at that. Pouring coffee for Grant.
Yeah. I'm not even sitting up straight.
Italian ham it over. Going on.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, back here.
Luigi.
You're not pouring the coffee.
That's what we were talking about, because me and Mike have a gluten intolerance. We're like, oh, we wish we could have all that Hostess shit. Because they were like eating all those fucking like honey bunny or whatever.
Oh yeah, honey buns, fucking Danishes. Oh my god. And they had Danishes. I was like, I'm fucking done. I just want to kill myself.
I miss those donuts.
Yeah, not good. I mean, they're good in the best possible
bagels.
way, but like,
yeah,
it's like, well, do I want to risk, or not risk, but like, do I want to commit to explosive cramping?
It's not worth it for that.
Diarrhea for the next
Some
24 hours.
Is, but not for that.
Yeah, not for that. That's why I was pouring coffee for the green little troll wearing his little trench coat.
I love it. His trench coat was bigger than he was. I loved it.
He was so cold the first day. I wrapped him in blankets and like he was forever grateful to me.
Really?
Just like, you have saved the warmth. Yeah.
If I was standing up straight in that picture, he is like fucking. He's like 1.5 feet shorter than
him. And Fife were like the same height.
Yeah,
Yoni's not standing on anything here. This is just how short he is. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
right. Fucking giant.
Yeah.
Jezebel he was standing on the same fucking table thing.
That. Oh yeah, he's standing on the bench or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he was standing on the fucking the seat. Yep.
Right. So that's Byrne. That's Byrne's hand right there.
Yep.
Covered in blood. Yeah.
Yep.
Lane doing what he does best.
And oh Jesus, yeah, when shit started to get
the
real.
Blood red.
Yep. Back in the cave. This is the drunk scene.
Drinking all the Welch's.
Yep. There's me up there on the elephant's foot.
Look at you.
You're just taking a shit there. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I could. There's a hole right below.
Real Maxwell hours.
Yeah. They're the two. Grenade looks great, by the way.
Yeah, came out nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
both of them.
Yeah,
if only it was yellow.
Oh, it's the yellow grenade.
Yeah,
yeah. That was fun.
Oh, shale falling down.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a different shot.
That's a great image.
Chew.
Yep.
Looks like he has a piece of poop in his mouth.
Is that shit in your mouth?
Yeah.
Fucking got into it.
Yep. It was great. There's me and the camera guys.
Green team.
Your little hoodie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my little hoodie. Protecting my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you and Jorg and Myra.
Yeah, that's what I saw in the picture. I'm like, good thing it doesn't look like we haven't slept for fucking 2 weeks.
Oh, wait.
The bags under our fucking eyes. Like,
yeah, right.
Jesus.
A second. Just find something. Okay. That's a good one of me.
Dude, I actually commented like the reason you smiled is because I was like, God damn, that's a creepy fucking angle of you. You're like, really?
Myra was smiling like all the time she took photos, and after she took mine, she was just like, I only smile so other people smile. And I was like, that's a Myra thing to say.
Yeah, yeah.
This one I'll take credit for though, because Michael, you know exactly when that happened. I was like,
yeah.
She took the first one and it was kind of creepy, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking whatever creepy. And you're like, really? And I was like, yeah, you look like a fucking whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you started laughing and then she just snapped that one. And I'm like, okay.
Genuine.
So,
yep.
I'll take credit for this laughter.
There you go.
But that was actually a good picture. I like that.
That was This is the snow day.
Last day.
Friday.
Last day.
Yep. Looks like Mike's about ready to pull his dick out and take a piss or something.
So we finally got to Lane.
Yep.
Lane was finally
Lane right here.
We got the mortician to cry.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was
Yep.
We had a very hard scene that morning.
We were
actually that was the night before. That was the night before.
I like the juxtapose of the crazy blanket too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Noble in one of his many uncomfortable, awkward poses that he had to get. He's like, "Here's the shot," and it's like
using the apple.
You don't
boxes.
look comfortable, dude.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
It's like, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. And then he sat there for like 15 minutes plus, just straight.
Yeah,
it's like fuck. He's like, "Here's the shot. This is the shot."
Yeah, we had one 16-minute take.
Mm-hmm. You have to wait until you hear B set and then you hit action. Yep.
Right.
And we don't run until he says B set. So.
Right, and those guys, Cooper and Noble, like they fucking goddamn.
Yeah, they're great.
Yep.
And Joe with his little.
Yep. Shemai.
Yep.
Super GI. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Leo.
Yep. Leo.
Love that one.
Yep.
His hair is too long. That's what I heard.
You heard about that?
No, his hair is not too long. That's fucking.
My grandpappy told me they'd never wore combat patches, but he was a replacement in Nazi Germany.
Well, what's a combat patch? Like anything on their fucking jackets?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
A combat isn't there supposed to be like the whatever the divisional patch that they was talking about or something?
Yeah.
No, that's later. That's like post Korea shit. But like,
it can't. Yeah.
It started at the end of World War II. It wasn't official until like the end.
What he means though is that patches were on and off, but it's like fuck.
That's a good picture of Jorg. I'm glad he put it as a profile picture.
Right. Yep.
In the cave.
Yep. That guy worked his ass off.
Oh, he did. He took a lot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he absorbed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to work with them again.
Yep, there's me with Maxwell. Maxwell took his shirt off this day. Did the scene with his shirt off.
Yeah.
That's him getting prepared.
Yep.
Jared.
Yep.
That's when he was reading the Film Fun magazine. He improvised the whole part where he read that thing. That was cool. I like the legs right here too.
Yeah, right.
Yep. The German legs just sitting there.
Yep.
Austrian schlong.
Cooper.
There's
Pooper, as I call him.
Cooper the Pooper. Oh yeah.
And Jared again. That's a good one. Me and Meyer. I wasn't expecting it. That's why I look so like serious. Like
that's what you looked like mostly on set. So that's a pretty accurate depiction. It's fun.
Michael.
Oh my god! I wanted to kick him in the face every time I heard that. Like,
Michael.
Just like Michael. What is that?
We had a great working relationship and stuff, and I would get him whatever. But there was one point where we were halfway through takes. Kevin was crying and goes, "Brian, I would like a cigarette," and I'm like, let's give it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, let's give it time.
Yeah.
Michael.
Okay. Oh, man. Me with the script, doing the scene. Maxwell. Jared. Going over stuff. Cooper getting ready for something. This was their Yoni's last day, so that's why I was giving him a hug.
Oh, that was emotional. Yeah.
It was really emotional.
Yeah.
It was Burns' last day too. Yeah. And then
Enos.
That was cool. I didn't even tell them to do that. They just set it up like that. I think maybe
it's just funny how people fall into their gear,
Yeah.
I didn't tell them to do that shit.
Yeah, they just did it. And then
but it's usually the veteran that tells them to do something. So I bet Joe or somebody, so hey guys.
Maybe, yeah. That's a really
cool.
one.
That's
great
exactly
picture.
Yeah.
Love the palm tree.
Yeah. I told you, I said you gotta keep that tattoo.
My grandfather had tats in the war, so
Yeah. I mean, it looks like one of those old GI tattoos.
Oh, it's totally 1930s, 40s, 20s.
Yeah, so I was like, you got to keep that one.
Yep. It's not like Mario or something.
Right. Those are the owners of the cave.
Yep.
This is a funny way to put it, but very true.
Well, yeah, they own the property.
They own the cave, yeah.
Yeah.
Super nice people. Awesome.
They
people.
were, they were great.
Owner of Dark Holes.
Mm-hmm. That's when he's carving Kilroy was here.
Yep.
Or finishing your carving.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got that shot of you.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you took that. This was, I think, the last day right here.
Yep. That's a good one.
Everyone was. Yep, and then there we go.
Yep.
That was the rap party right there.
Yeah.
If there's any more? No, that's the last photo.
Beginning of a good night.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, it was. It was a blast.
It was
That's a little glimpse of part of the mansion that we were in.
Yeah, the fucking place was awesome.
There's only 3 Jesus paintings in that room. So
that was mild. Yeah.
Yes, that mild on the religious scale for sure. So it was a great time. It was
the
magical.
basement was pretty clear of that shit. So
yeah, we had Captain Jack Sparrow down there.
Right.
Yeah, that was weird. I said numerous times, let's take that thing out and shoot the hell out of it. Like, we got guns and shit. Let's blow it to pieces.
Probably very expensive. Probably more expensive than this whole production costs. But hey.
Yeah, right. Made out of rare African oak.
The thing was
it's always a caveat.
Yeah, but it was an amazing experience, and I can't believe we did it.
I know.
Yeah.
The problem is you don't really process things until after they happen. And when you're in the moment, you're only working, and it's just thinking back on it now, and it's strange to talk about it in past tense. It was just incredible, and it's just crazy how many things went right for it not to just happen and for us to be there, but on set, and how many things we had to pivot and do and change, and we were just very lucky for everything that came to us.
Yeah,
and we can't let the experience down now. We're in the last stage of this thing, and we're gonna make an awesome thing from our raw and show the world our masterpiece. So, and do it again soon.
Wow.
Yep, it's the first of many.
Yeah,
agreed. So, I gotta take a wicked piss.
Yeah,
I gotta cook dinner.
Yeah, it's 8:30. I'm gonna go have some.
9:30 here. Yeah, we're 3 different time zones here.
Yeah, 7:30 here.
Yep.
7:30.
I had to change my clock twice on the way home. That was pretty funny. I don't think I'll ever have to do that again.
Is that it for the
shit!
Shite?
Hold on, Russell just donated $20. So.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Mr. Russell.
Where would he rate an Aristocrat Type 38 to early one? Oh God. I don't know. I've never shot a Type 38.
What's the question?
You can read it in the chat. Or
no.
Off topic, but where would rate an Arasaka Type 38 to an early war Type 99 in terms of realistic accuracy compared to most of the others in their glory? My best groups outside of an AR at 100 yards have been with an Arasaka.
I mean, they're both pretty comparable, 6.5 to 7.7. I mean, you're basically comparing 303 to 6.5, like Italian. I mean, I don't think there's real difference in accuracy for those. Hitting a man-sized target, you'll really have no issues.
Yeah.
I guess a 6.5 is a good comparison to a 2.23, even though it's like twice the size.
Yeah, I just don't have any experience with the 6.5. I've got ammo for it and everything. I just haven't fired my Type 38.
It's one of the strongest actions, the Type 38. Or the Type 99.
Yeah, no, I know that. Mm-hmm. Well, Type 99 is a little bit less than the Type 38, but like, yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm. My Type 99 is like, I've had people, I loaded a bunch of rounds years ago, and I could hit targets 200 yards standing up, offhand, just fucking bam, ping, on steel. And I give it to another person who's less experienced with rifles. And I'm like, here's how you use the sights, bam. And they can do the same thing out to 500 standing up with a Type 99.
Sights are great on Arasaka. They're very easy to use, very open,
Well, they're good battle sights. I'd say up to 5, they're okay. Mm-hmm. And then after that, the Barleycorn front sight on the Type 99 is, and the Type 38.
500 meters for World War II is so realistic as well,
Right. And so past that, it's very difficult because the sight completely covers the target.
Yeah.
But I'd say
it's hard to shoot at things where your sights are bigger than them.
Right. So
cool.
Someone then asked, do you have a rough estimate for release date? The goal is to have a finished cut by September of this year.
but then we're gonna go to film festivals and all that shit. So expect next year. And that's David. You know David, the gay little troll that lives next to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for the shooting. It was a lot of fun.
Figure a year is a good way to put it, because the festival route, it depends. It can be 6 to 9 months on that trail. And we're doing a lot of festivals, European and American ones and stuff. So it's
right.
Everybody will be able to see it eventually, but in time.
Yep. We're just going to make sure, like Michael and Brian and I and everybody involved with this project, we're going to make sure we get it right before we show it to the world.
Yep.
And
we have to do the art justice.
So. Yep. And because what those actors did when we were on set, phenomenal. What the crew did, everything just came together the way it should have and more. And so we're going to make sure it's absolutely fucking right before you guys see it. And then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes.
It's crazy to know what we have and what people are about to see. And, it's just going to be insane. So
all right,
it's like 9/11 times 1,000.
Russell just donated another $20. That's fun. Super chat. If you want to shoot type 44 for the channel, I'd happily have a. See, I appreciate the offer, but I don't like to get guns on loan or that aren't mine to shoot for the channel just because there's so many things that can go wrong. Blah blah blah. And I know you understand that. I do definitely appreciate the offer. But yeah, I like to shoot guns that are mine because then if something goes wrong, it's on me. I'm not accountable to anybody else and whatnot, if that makes sense. So.
You want to be that schmuck that breaks a rare gun.
Right.
I've been there and done that. Or break your Rolex on your own Candy 8.
Well, that's that.
I almost crushed a BAR in my movie, so yeah.
Right. When you get it repaired, all that shit that you've fucked up. When you get it repaired, though, it'll be a fun story. Like, yeah, this Rolex got busted.
You're luck of the Irish. I did it myself.
I'm glad I'm not fucking Irish then. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. We just had our fucking holy day this week too. So.
What holy
and
day?
On that,
oh yeah,
St. Paddy's Day. Yeah. Fucking cold and rainy though.
Most Irish people don't even know why St. Paddy's Day is celebrated. St. Patrick's Day.
I guess you should come to the city on St. Paddy's Day. Well, Mike doesn't drink, but fucking
no, I don't drink.
Good time. So.
Right? No, I
still find you a cougar.
Here's the thing: back in the day when I actually did, put them back hard, I refused to go out on 2 days of the year: New Year's Eve and St. Paddy's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why:
I think it's rough. Yeah.
Is because those are the 2 nights that all the amateur drinkers go out and think they can fucking drink. Mm-hmm. And it becomes so much of a pain in the ass with fighting and all
or the
shit.
Night before Thanksgiving is annoying as fuck too.
No, that's
Never
fun.
Is home.
That's fun.
I've had bad times.
Well, no. At a bar, it's fun. Mm-hmm. Because you can clock this at about midnight, then you get the guys rolling in from out of town that you're like, okay, well, this is about to go horse shit.
People with the high school with?
No, even worse. Like people that are banging people you went to high school with. And then they stumble in and you're like, well, this is about to go to shit. So why don't we just tab out, pay it, go the fuck home, and then we'll have a good Thanksgiving, mildly hungover. That was the old school game, right? But no, St. Paddy's Day and New Year's Eve. No, because you go out there and I'll tell the stories at a different time, but like we tried that 1 year and it didn't go well. Somebody got punched in the throat, and I've told you that story, Brian. I think I told you that, Michael.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't punch anybody or do anything. I witnessed it. We had to go to a different establishment for several hours while that got cleaned up. And then it's just not a good time with amateurs out, doing that. So, but yes,
I get it.
Your Irish holiday. I appreciate that. It's fun.
New England holiday. Yeah.
So,
Now that bombshell.
What? What'd you say, Brian?
Said on that bombshell.
Oh,
yeah, that bombshell. We're gonna wrap her up for the week.
Yeah, right.
Good stuff. It's fun to unpack. By the way, last night I woke up. I've been talking in my sleep a lot, like as I'm like on set. It's weird because like I'm on set, but I'm like actually directing these guys like if they were in real combat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things. And so last night I woke up halfway through me like directing our tour, right? Kevin, hey, this is exactly like, okay, just do this, and this. And I woke up halfway through that, and my better half was sitting next to me, and she's just looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I was talking in my sleep and while I was awake, right? She's like, yep. I'm like, it'll end. It'll go away. Just give it time. So
that's how traumatic the set was. You were also waking up early in the morning too. You yelled at Sam that one night.
What happened?
Dude, I got back into the mode. That hasn't been there for like 12 years. So
we were all dealing with trauma we haven't dealt with. And fucking one night at 3 a.m, Mike just gets up from a dead sleep and goes, Sam, it's 6 a.m. We got to get up. And we both get up. We're like, what? And Mike's, we got to go. And we look at our watches and I was like, bro, it's like 3:15.
I was also up. Like, I was standing, like walking.
He yelled at Sam.
I wasn't just from my bed. I was up and walking.
Yeah.
I was like, Sam, get up.
His tidy whities.
You got to get out there. And then Sam's just like, and Brian's like, hey, bud, it's only like fucking 3. And I'm like,
always super mellow in the morning. So I'm just like, okay.
And he's like, it's only 3. And I'm like, what? He's like, he doesn't have to be off for 2 more hours. And I'm like, what? And I look at my phone, woke up, I'm like, fuck.
It was like a long day. 3 hours into our 5 hours of sleeping for the night. It's like, gotta get up.
I get it. Yeah.
That's what happened on the set. Like it was funny. So yeah, since I've been back though, it's been like every night I've been like in the set, like, but it's also kind of like real life. It's like this weird dream world of like it's real, but it's not. And no, it's
you keep trying to put squibs on Sophie at 3 a.m.
Well, I didn't have to deal with that. That's why I didn't have to deal with that. But like, no, I was directing her. I was directing her. Jesus Christ.
You keep giving her cigarettes.
Do you have enough cigarettes? People
you're ripping off filters at 3 a.m, man.
Yeah, but it's been real. So, but in a good way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. Russell, thanks for the $40.
Thank you, sir.
Good video coming out tomorrow. For those of you that are watching, I'm going to be releasing a video tomorrow, kind of chronicling my kind of reflections and experience from Reveille, like shooting it, and then have some pictures that some of them you saw tonight, some of them are going to be new. So
yeah,
if you're interested. So, all right, gents, later.
Auf
Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.
All right.